All right, episode 11, is it?
Yes.
Episode 11 of the Dark Gems podcast, coolest podcast in the universe. We're taking it over here on the Dark Gems INTL YouTube. Make sure you hit the bell and subscribe, hit the like button as well. Tonight, we're going to do some talking about the local scene. We also have a music review, so make sure you submit in the description at the, Stream Elements? Stream Elements link. https://stream elements. Click on there and it'll give you instructions on how to submit. We got an interesting show tonight. We have no guests whatsoever. We are also going to have a special guest on the phone, not physically, but on the phone, because that is what we are going to make time for. So, if you're not already following the Instagram, go ahead and follow the Dark Gems INTL Instagram right now and join the cult. I believe we're at 1,035 cult members. So click the follow button and make sure you tell every one of your cousins and grandmothers. Weekend review. Had a quiet weekend. We had a very, very loud week to start here. The STB Since You Waited tour kicked off last night in Rochester at LC's venue with Jaden Williams, King Ace, 507 Pacino, and a sprinkling of a bunch of other cool artists. Some to mention Cruz, Lil Mike from The Go. I think Big T was in there. Chris Blades, can't forget Chris Blades. And a bunch of other cool artists from the Roch. We got a full recap in our Instagram highlights right now. It should be our June 27th highlights, so make sure you check that out. We're going to kick it off on a high note with our song of the week with King Ace, Flex.
Bitch ass nigga had the nerve to talk shit about my music, but then turn around and ask my manager for help. How the fuck you look?
Matthias.
Bitch, I done told you before. All of my niggas are gangsters and low. None of my niggas are pussy, don't go. All of your niggas is bitches and hoes. Go hard for the city, go hard for the bros. I fuck it up but keep it on the low. I want the green, she want the snow. Shout out my niggas that live in the go. Yo, bitch wanna come through, get hit by the crew. All of my niggas come wearing that blue. Bitch in my gang, you don't have a clue. Most of the time I'll be high in the stool, for real. Bitch, we been at it before. 4 in the morning, she right at the door. Don't want the pussy, I just want the throat. She knew what it was, she give it and go, let's go. Big flex on him real quick, get a checkup. Hands all over your bitch like a checkup. She came through to the stool, get a neck up. Bitch, I'm king and you know that I'm next up. Flex up, 25 lighters on my dressed up. Little nigga tryna get big with his chest up. All that hate's just dead, nigga rest up. Put a circle on a nigga head, call him Westbrook. Bitch, I'm a winner now. Too many snakes tryna sit around. Up like smoking the ceiling now. Fuck my ex, hope she feel it now. Bitch, I'm the realest now. Smoking, I'm peeling now. Free T.O., now we putting down. One free smoke, you can get it now. I'm finna roll when you get around. Know how we getting down. Flex, 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 flex in, flex, 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 flex in. Bitch, you know that I be flexing. Hanging with lames, you not in my section. Lone Star nigga, your boy is from Texas. K-Town bitch, and you know that I'm rapping lessons. Don't want no smoke if you not having sessions. Once I get high, you know that we be sexing. About to go dummy, I'm finna be reckless. She wanna fuck at the side of my necklace. Don't want no problems, don't come to my block. They say I'm a goofy, but niggas get shot. I heard you was snitching, that niggas a op. Don't ask any questions when niggas get dropped. Pop, thinking he thugging, I show him he not. No, I be plugging, so come with a lot. Watch out for niggas that's talking a lot. Being niggas that's often the cause of the shots. Bitch, I'm a winner now. Too many snakes tryna sit around. Up like smoking the ceiling now. Fuck my ex, hope she feel it now. Bitch, I'm the realest now. Smoking, I'm peeling now. Free T.O., now we putting down. One free smoke, you can get it now. I'm finna roll when you get around. Know how we getting down. Flex, 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 flex in, flex, 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 flex in.
Matthias.
We are back on the Dark Gems podcast. We're going to take a focus on a couple events we have going on here in Minnesota. You can find this under our events tab on our Dark Gems INTL Instagram. Make sure you follow As always, we got open mic night in Mankato, so make sure you check out Martyrsville Media. They're the hosts of that every Sunday, I believe. Team TYB has a show on June 24th, so it's already happening. Or it's already happened. Forget that. The Sense You Waited tour, as I said, kicked off last night. They have stops in Mankato, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Eau Claire, La Crosse, Madison, and Chicago through August 4th. So make sure you check that out. They should have Eventbrite ticket links in their bio. Let's see what else we got going on. July 7th, live at the cemetery. Our friends Bird Cop and Matt Kuniyam. It's a secret party. We got the flyer on our event tab, as I said. So make sure you DM for the address. They're keeping it really low key. I believe it's up in the cities, but we'll have to see what happens. T Grizzly's going to be in Minneapolis on June 29th, which is tomorrow, I believe. NZ Rose is opening. Jeremy Jewell is doing his local tour here in Rochester, so he has dates all the way through the end of June still. Jedzilla, our official videographer down here in the South, he has an event mainly for artists. It's RSVP required in St. Paul on July 8th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. The same day, King Lundy, Fires of Denmark, Amy Apps, I believe, and Matt Kuniyam are going to be at Tree Dome. That'll be July 8th. And that pretty much rounds it out. We got the BDE boys at Ribfest 2023 on August 4th in Mankato. Shout out Kato. We don't connect a lot, but they're part of the 507. They're part of the hottest scene in the Midwest, and they like to get it done. So as I said earlier, if you're in the chat right now, submit your music and make sure you submit it now, because you never know when you're not going to have an opportunity to submit your music. This week, I'd say this past like 2 weeks has been very, very busy for us because we're trying to balance a lot of events and such while also coming out with new music. Everybody within like the inner circle of Dark Gems and even artists we just work with have been putting out massive amounts of music and performing at a ton of shows. So it's been action-packed and nonstop. There's an interesting discussion going on, I'll say, around my previous associations and White Boys' previous associations with Midwest Vault that was occurring on our Instagram page over the past week. And I explained most of it last time we were on the pod, so I don't know how much else there is to say. I think simply Midwest Vault has a very different objective than Dark Gems does. Midwest Vault has, claimed to be about the community and has done things for the community in the past. But the way I've seen it through the time I've spent there through now, present day, is that there doesn't seem to be enough motivation to elevate the game here in Rochester like I want and we want Dark Gems to have. We want to be able to make sure people can make a career out of what they're doing. And I'm not saying Midwest Vault is not doing it. They just seem to be more community focused as opposed to career focused. And in my experience here, when you're community focused, it's very hard to be consistent because you're not prioritizing putting money in your pocket, even when you deserve to put money in your pocket. So there's no hate on community work. If you want to do community work, then you can do community work. It's very much needed here. But you cannot get mad at me when I draw a boundary and when White Boy draws a boundary and either Dabo or anybody else draws a boundary and says something like, well, I don't feel like there's enough in this for me right now because this takes up a lot of my time. And if we're not building towards me making some money off of this, or we're not building towards me, getting some other career opportunity, I don't know what I'm doing here. So that's just how I view it at this point. To be honest with you, when I walked in here, I was going to call MC Church to have him give his side of the story. That's something he wanted to do. But I honestly don't see the value in that. He has a platform. He has a, basically a media outlet. He has a brand. If he wants to explain his side of the story, he has the freedom to make a video or do a live stream and, say how horrible of people we are and say how horrible of a person I am. So, yeah. Yeah. So, like, if he wants to do that, he can. I regret nothing I've done in my relationship with Midwest Vault and MC Church. I've only drawn boundaries that I think are warranted for the future of this brand and the future of my career and the future of everybody's prosperity around me. So I'm not here to cock block anybody from growing here in the scene, because our overall goal, the reason I put in hours here, the reason I built this brand, even the reason I take away time from making my own music, is because I want to be a part of something special. I don't want to move to a New York or move back to a Chicago to farther my music career and just blend in with a system that already exists. I would much rather prefer to build a system somewhere that hasn't had any type of industry whatsoever. And being here means we can have a fresh start and we can make whatever we want. That's why we say it's the hottest scene in the Midwest, because in a city like Minneapolis even, or Chicago, like, everything's laid out for you already. They lay out a blueprint for you. They say, oh, well, if you make a well-engineered song and, you can write songs and you're a decent performer and you throw some auto-tune on it with like some rock tones in there or something like that, and then you get A music video with B videographer, and then you talk to C A&R in Minneapolis and D promoter in Los Angeles, and then drop your album on this date so you can open up for this artist in San Francisco or whatever, then you will have made it in the Minneapolis and Minnesota music scene. The blueprint is already laid out for you. And I just think that's great for people that fit that mold. But at the same time, if you can recreate what the blueprint is for putting out art and making a career off of it, you should do that. There's artists here in Rochester that I talk to that, are from here. They've spent their whole life here, and they are recreating what it means to drop music and create art here in this city. And not only in this city, but in the country, within the entire industry. What does it mean to drop a single? What meaning are you putting behind it? What message are you trying to push? I believe in that too. When I drop music, it's not just about dropping music and, writing a song. It's about pushing something that you really believe in and establishing a culture where you create. So that's why I tell every artist, not every artist believes in the hottest scene in the Midwest yet. They don't all believe in it. I'll say that to some people, and their reaction is kind of like ho-hum and all that. But, like, there are people in major cities that see what we're doing, and they respect it because they know we have a fresh start and we can create whatever we want. So, to tie all of that back and into the scene here, I've made, I wouldn't say enemies, but I've made some problematic social situations with other people that run media companies or make music here, simply from drawing a boundary and saying that I don't want to do business anymore. There's a certain photographer here in Rochester that's parading around the logo and the entire brand that I created, simply because people associate it more with his very likened named photography company. You know what I'm saying? And I had to leave that company because his ethical standards were not up to snuff. And people that are familiar with the situation know what I'm talking about. I don't need to expand on the year and a half of 507cc I worked on. I have my resume. I have, the 40, 50 plus video projects that we created, the 25 plus episodes of CC Wired that I put like all of my energy into, just to create something cool. Jay Havoc was there. Jay Havoc was a part of it, right? I don't have I was there for 507 Live when we streamed it. I I left it all out there. I don't plan on going back to those times because we've learned from those times, which leads me to Midwest Vault. You know, MC Church keeps saying, like, you know, we've established a relationship. We've built so many cool things, and we did build cool things. When we were Midwest Vault, we did do cool things. But after a while, you wake up from doing the same thing over and over again, and you realize that it's not working. It's not working. We're not we're not elevating our game. We're not elevating our game. This is not profitable. This is not even, you know, building up momentum as far as the artists we work with. It's not moving in the right direction. His other complaint was you posted private messages. The first time I posted private messages, I didn't post his name on it. Nobody knew who it was. The only time I've posted things he said was public comments. So I don't know what the issue is there. So there's a ton of other nitty-gritty little things that he had issues with, and we remember a lot of things differently, but it really just sounds like he wants to bring back what we were doing in late 21 and early 22. And there was business issues that we had because my standards were different as a part of where I wanted to go, where people around me wanted to go. Because this isn't just my vision. Both him and the current owner of 507 Creative Collective, they both have problems with me because they say that I hijack their projects and all that. They say I hijacked the project, da 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 da. I'm not here to hijack anything. I'm just here to bring energy. I'm just here to, you know, push the hottest scene in the Midwest narrative. I'm just here to push the artists. I'm here to push the culture. That's all I really care about. I care about creating something original. And I drew an ethical boundary and I drew a business boundary as far as where I wanted to go and who I wanted to be and what I wanted my business to be. And when I did work with them, I gave them plenty of creative opportunities to contribute. I don't like making all the decisions. I don't think that's right. You know, that's what you mean when you say it's a community. I don't like making all those decisions, but if I have a really cool ass idea and nobody else has any objections to it, and in fact, people are saying things like, yeah, let's do that, that's not me hijacking anything. So I never got that vibe at all, to be honest with you. In summary, I think he really just wants to bring the good vibes back and bring back the times when we were, you know, sitting in a really fucking cold garage, having 8 artists perform 20-minute sets in the dead of winter. And like I said, that shit was cool. That shit was cool. It's cool until you realize it's not working. You know? And some of that is manifesting here, right, in this podcast. Like, every week we figure out ways to, at least I try to, with the time that I have, to figure out ways to improve the podcast. And I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not satisfied with my effort as far as improving the podcast. I'm not. Because I realize, like, people are getting, like, a little bit comfortable. People are getting, like, they're getting kind of just content with the scenario here. And that should never be the case at all. So with that, I'm just going to keep pushing the narrative. I'm going to keep pushing the culture. And if you got a problem with that, then I don't know what your actual problem is, because I'm trying to help you. And I'm just drawing the line at realistic boundaries. So that's pretty much all I got to say. This is at some point you got to make this a business, and at some point you got to be consistent, and at some point you got to put money in your pocket, and at some point you have to farther your game. At some point you got to get better. At some point you got to be more consistent. At some time you're going to have to put out better music, better content, better podcasts, better moments, better shows, whatever. And if the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right? So We can't be doing that. We can't be doing that at all. So with that, like, just throw on a heat break, and I guess we'll figure out what we're doing for the next 2.5 hours.
Yeah, bitch, I'm fat like that. Fat, yeah, bitch, I'm fat like that. OG in my blood, I got poison in my gut. Yeah, bitch, you do too much. I can't even focus, so I think I'm losing touch. Me and Sixty in the club, and I'm flyer than a dove. I do magic in the cut. Yo, bitch, hit me up. She wanna ride till I'm pulling up. Remy in my glass, break it down, I'm talking gas. Money in my stash, throw some money on that ass. I say Ricky on my bag, it say Susie on my ass. 150 on the dash, 350 on the pants. It's my birthday bash, I'ma hit it with a smash. I just got a bag and I'm about to fucking spaz. I got so much swag, I can give your ass a class. I just fuck your bitch and I do my fucking dance. Fat, yeah, bitch, I'm fat like that. OG in my blood, I got poison in my gut. Yeah, bitch, you do too much. I can't even focus, so I think I'm losing touch. Me and Sixty in the club, and I'm flyer than a dove. I do magic in the cut. Yo, bitch, hit me up. She wanna ride till I'm pulling up.
10 flights, me, car on search. You be talking louder cause nobody heard you. I'll be a minute, pictures is a virtue. You can't get inside, don't trust you till somebody search you.
Fat, yeah, bitch, I'm fat like that. OG in my blood, I got poison in my gut. Yeah, bitch, you do too much. I can't even focus, so I think I'm losing touch. Me and Sixty in the club, and I'm flyer than a dove. I do magic in the cut. Yo, bitch, hit me up. She wanna ride till I'm pulling up.
Hey, this is Yes Cairo. This is Thank You Momo, and this is Cirque. They're all about to be huge.
Fuck yeah, that was amazing.
I'm telling you, that shit is hard. Hey, Eddie, she wants to fuck you so bad. Like, just don't not waste the opportunity.
Listen, you know who he is, right? We the motherfucking police. We the motherfucking police. Say it with me. We're the motherfucking police.
This is our guy right here. Main target, black male, 6'5", roughly mid-20s, and this is his accomplice. Looks like a combination player. I don't give a fuck what he is, okay? We're gonna get to him first.
Yeah, cops robbers. I'm knowing niggas copy, please, cause they still out here starving. I've been running up a major check out my garments. You can fuck my hoe and if this weed that touch the carpet. I heat down for that pipe after I'm robbery. Got on the street trying to clear your name like they ain't charging me. He was raised in the birds but talk about poverty. We was locked in, I was his plug, he used to cop for me. I hate when niggas, they keep talking dangerous. When that shit got real, you had that eye and you ain't name it. I could get it out the trap for being famous. It's a youngin' wanted to be like Mike, he talking Calvin Cambridge. He ain't no shooter, he reacting off of anger. I'm with a lot of in the trap, his line banging. I'm not Curly, bitch, you better check my angle. I put my wrist up in the pot and damn near sprained it. Like Father God, thank you for them blessings. Thank you that my sister met her husband. Show me how to press it. Slide on niggas' block and see what's up. All that shitty messages. Slide on niggas' block at Julie asking me what's the directions. He stuck in the pack, but Lord knows that he can't protect it. Easy for the man in your city, the hood got me elected. Blue bills, them bitches stick together just like all my brethren. Thinking I won't smoke them, but I'm knowing folks that smoke a dozen. He saying that he got it out the basement, I got it out the dungeon. His came out the microwave, but man, I cooked it on the oven. I've been in my bags and niggas' hands been stuck up in them flames. This brand new 4-5, it's half your size, and this bitch, it can't cuss. Chopper bullets whipping through your window, fuck up its interior. Stand on niggas' face and I'ma check, show them you inferior. Speeding on the checks, I ran the light, went home and they some serious. on my case, then it's a race. The shit is gon' get critical. Yeah, cops robbers. I'm knowing niggas copping please, cause they still out here starving. I've been running up a major check out my garments. You can fuck my hoe even if this weed did touch the carpet. I heat down for that pipe after I'm robbery. Got on the street trying to clear your name like they ain't charging me. He was raised in the birds but talk about poverty. We was locked in, I was his plug, he used to cop for me. I hate when niggas, they keep talking dangerous. When this shit got real, you had that eye and you ain't name it. I could get it out the trap for being famous. It's a young and wanted to be like Mike, ain't talking Calvin Cambridge.
Yeah. Talk about. You know I be counting it up. You know I be spilling the bag. She get on top of it, she ride me. Hellcat my wig up. Oh, they mad because on that. That hoe give me sloppy, she give me the net. And I want the AP with the fucking baguette. All of a sudden, now these niggas ain't mad. Racks in the bank. Oh, I still got some gas in the tank. And I'm still getting used to the fame. No, my right, switching the lanes. Yeah, I go insane. Tell my niggas I'm staying the same. I remember they call me a lane. Now I got racks in the bank. When they bought me, I never complain. I had to stay true to the game. But nobody was hearing me out. I feel like I'm feeling, I feel like I'm bang. Man, I feel like I'm Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain. Man, I feel like I'm Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain. Over that stick and I swear that shit go bang. Niggas ain't having no money, ain't having no motion, that nigga a lame. I'ma pull up in that foreign little bitch. You better stay in your lane. I just spent 20 racks all on my bitch and I spent like 100 my chain. Bitch, my dumb and they hit like Grizzly, but they came from Johnny Dane. Whoa, I just put a bet on my feet. Yeah, I just put a bet on my bitch. Yeah, she loving the way that it glitz. Whoa, I just like to stay out the mix. Come on, see nigga I know right now wouldn't be here if I ain't had shit. You know I be counting it up. You know I be splitting the bag. She get on top of it, she ride me. Hellcat my wig up. Oh, they mad because on that. That hoe give me sloppy, she give me the net. And I want the AP with the fucking baguette. All of a sudden, now these niggas ain't mad. Racks in the bank. Oh, I still got some gas in the tank. And I'm still getting used to the fame. No, my right is switching the lanes. Yeah, I go insane. Tell my niggas I'm staying the same. I remember they call me a lane. Now I got racks in the bank. When they bought me, I never complain. I had to stay true to the game. But nobody was hearing me out. I feel like I'm feeling, I feel like I'm bang. Man, I feel like I'm Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain. Man, I feel like I'm Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain.
She's the driver, the director, the filmer, the editor. She's a one-stop shop.
Don Juan.
Chuck. Don Juan, King Ace. Now they see you making movies, yeah, they wanna flip the script. Either way, my action plan can never shine up in their clips. But when they shoot it for the target, I guess they need extended clips. Well, too bad I'm bulletproof, now look who dying for a hit. Make some room, yeah, let's get it started. You know my Don status trending, time to build up them profits. Never make connections with these rappers who be boasting their pockets. Talking about they made it, God is good, but they scamming your wallet. Like triple P loans, building up hella egos. Talking about that castle you never built, it's time to de-tron. You calling up all the shots up in the man like where your team go. Let me pick up the phone, listen up, adios amigo. Now do you wanna be a star up in this game or not? Authenticity versus cap, y'all play on views then rocks. IRAs, plant my seeds, yeah, I'm growing my stock. Building wealth and always grinding, yeah, that's work from my pops. Cause yeah, I do that piece, ain't no time for to see you later. When I push up my seat, you know it's time that I get that paper. I ain't never gotta flex up in my zone. When you know you got your own, better watch out for killers who come and take your throne. They see you making movies, yeah, they wanna flip the script. Either way, my action plan can never shine up in their clips. But when when they shooting for the target, I guess they need extended clips. Well, too bad I'm bulletproof, now look who dying for a hit. Now they see you making movies, yeah, they wanna flip the script. Either way, my action plan can never shine up in their clips. But when they shooting for the target, I guess they need extended clips. Well, too bad I'm bulletproof, now look who dying for a hit.
Hey, let's be honest, yeah, you know I'm the king. You be living in reality, I'm living your dream. Watching me be on the top will lower your self-esteem. No, we not the Wu-Tang, but we came for the cream. Now when I pull up with a bad bitch, know that she gon' be styling. Y'all do anything for fame, man, that shit really wildin'. I can't focus on the haters, cause my money be piling. We can tell you pay-per-views, homie, stop with the lying. Now you crying, got me dying, cause the team on the top. See, we like diamonds from the highlands, we the cream of the crop. But watch me run the 507, I'm the king of the rock. It ain't happen overnight, we had to climb like a stock. We finna be hot, we calling the shots, we making a plot. We're out on the yacht, the city got hot, you like it or not, we'll never get caught, no feds will get bought. Gotta be careful, cause this world is really full of the snakes. This game will lower your life, just never lower the stakes.
Now they see you making movies, yeah, they wanna flip the script. Either way, my action plan can never shine up in their clips. But when they shooting for the target, I guess they need extended clips. Well, too bad I'm bulletproof, now look who dying for a hit.
Cut! That's a hit! Oh my God! Amazing! Amazing! You guys, amazing! Where's my coffee?
Hey, hey, I'm steady working on myself, you know the deal. I shoot my shot, I'm gonna hit like Bradley Bill. I've been eating, getting full off all these meals. This is how I feel, and I'm gonna keep it real. I'm steady working on myself, you know the deal. I shoot my shot, I'm gonna hit like Bradley Bill. I've been eating, getting full off all these meals. This is how I feel, and I'm gonna keep it real. I tend to get into my zone when I'm alone, writing songs in my bedroom. When I'm at home, I'ma rep my city, I'ma put my city on. Everything I got in life, got myself and I own. Late night fooling around, was jumping fences. I ain't with the internet beef, don't mention. Go ahead, switch, I ain't seeking no vengeance. Starter on the team, all the haters on the benches. Haters on the benches, starter on the team, all the haters on the benches. Why they on the benches? Starter on the team, all the haters on the benches. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm steady working on myself, you know the deal. I shoot my shot, I'm gonna hit like Bradley Bill. I've been eating, getting full off all these meals. This is how I feel, and I'm gonna keep it real. I'm steady working on myself, you know the deal. I shoot my shot, I'm gonna hit like Bradley Bill. I've been eating, getting full off all these meals. This is how I feel, and I'm gonna keep it real. Always ready for war, you know that I'm a soldier. Y'all some little rocks, I'm a real big boulder. Keep myself warm cause the world gets colder. One guarantee in life is that you get older. Leave a 3rd degree burn so you know that it's hot. Get off your ass or you just gonna ride. Sometimes I fail but that doesn't mean stop. Cause my time coming soon, I'm controlling my clock. I was born the key so I keep it on lock. I don't got enemies, I don't got ops. Want y'all to eat just not on my tabletop. Can't take it from me, I deserve what I got. You're not in my league is the word on the block. Nothing but net, watch me hit my shot. No social media, but you might get blocked. Nice on the court, you can pass me the rock. Steady working on myself, you know the deal. I shoot my shot, I'm gonna hit like Bradley Bill. I've been eating, getting full off all these meals. This is how I feel, and I'm gonna keep it real. I'm steady working on myself, you know the deal. I shoot my shot, I'm gonna hit like Bradley Bill. I've been eating, getting full off all these meals. This is how I feel, and I'm gonna keep it real.
backstory. Welcome back to the Dark Gems Podcast, episode 11. Shout out to people in the chat. Shout out Zay3, Alter Egos, MCJ. Who else we got? Dario Party. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We had a good show with Zay3 last week. Good ass guest. So shout out Zay3. Love to have you back on, man. Keep doing your shit. Jordan Smith is in the chat, man. Our photog. It's Modelo time, fucker. We gotta get that as a fucking bro, we need to work on the soundboard for like 3 hours one day and just get that all figured out. So for the people that just joined, we were kind of highlighting the scenario. Yeah, are you on mic right now too? I think you should be for this portion. Why don't you come on here? So we were talking about the very public scenario with MC Church and Midwest Vault. And I wanted to get on the pod and kind of explain for the people that don't know, like the backstory and everything. So I could explain my whole 507cc scenario with 507 photography that I worked on from 19 to 21. But I don't think that's necessary for this story. So maybe that's for another day. But in like March of 21, I was working on 507cc and we had a podcast. And it was a pre-recorded podcast. It wasn't live. So we sat down on this set and we had like a chair and a couch and we invited guests on, right? Kind of like this.
Does this thing work? Hello?
Yeah, welcome. And basically, we booked artists, we booked people from the cities all over. I think we had people from Iowa, Chicago on at one point. And one time we booked Midwest Vault, which at the time was MC Church and White Boy Beats, right? So we booked the podcast and we recorded and it went fine. I didn't think there was that much problem. I was the one like on the couch like interviewing them, and you didn't have much to say that day. But
no, you know why?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Because he was fucking barred off his ass, and I didn't know what to fucking do. This dude is just saying a bunch of randomness right now.
Right. So we recorded that podcast for like a half hour. We always recorded for 30 minutes, had a conversation, shut off the camera, and then put the audio together and post, and then threw it on the internet, right? So MC Church hits us up the day after, I think, and he's like, hey, I was really drunk for that take. Can we do it again? And we're like, okay, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we had posted it yet or not. I guess we hadn't. And you guys came back on.
Should I call them and like tell them to take it down? I was like, if it's not too late, that's probably a good idea. Because what the fuck, man?
Exactly. So like, mind you, like at this point in time, I'm gonna be 100% honest in this entire like storytelling stage, right? At this point in time, like whenever I talked to Church, like I thought he was a really genuine guy and like he had good intentions. He had a lot of energy and like high key, like he's one of the best people on the mic. He has a lot of good energy and stuff like that, right? He is an MC. He is a host. He can freestyle the fuck out of anything. That's me being 100% honest. I'm not here to, set a specific narrative. I'm just going to tell you what happened. So we redo the podcast. Podcast goes up. About 3 months later, I had the fallout with 507cc where we basically had a problem with ethics. And coming out of that, I just did not think my business partner at the time was a very good person. And that's not something I wanted to be a part of, especially working so close in a community that's developing. You can't have those situations. Like I can't be booking shows and booking artists and, people are asking like, why is your photographer / business partner doing this or doing that?
Plus, this was the height of that one. Can't say it because I don't want to. Yeah, but there was a certain movement going on, and can't be having those balls and chains dragging behind in that certain era.
Right. So like so at the time, like I just thought it was the best idea to get out of there. And like I had made the night that I had figured out what was really going on, this is with 507cc, so I can be specific. I made Dark Gems. That was in June of 21. Like I made the logo and everything that night. I had just moved in with him and his brother, and I stayed in the same apartment or house with them for the next 11 months, and we basically didn't talk to each other. And
That was rough,
by
bro.
the time we, I did move out, we moved out, and we became on worse terms after we moved out. And now both of them have blocked me. The businesses blocked me, all this other stuff, right? So I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. I'm running Dark Gems by myself. And this is like, so around July 2021, I started talking to these guys about like what they want to do music wise and all that. And Church had a lot of big ideas, and we tried a couple things, and then we settled on, I said literally, let's just do a 12-hour live stream. Let's hook it up in your garage, and let's book all the artists we know, and let's just do a big show. And at the time, we're like, oh shit, nobody's doing that. There's still restrictions for COVID and stuff like that. So like, we won't have an audience, but we'll have an online audience, and it would be cool, right? So, first couple shows were a little rough. I believe the power went out, like on one of the shows. Shout out Weirdo ? Because he was doing his set.
The very end, it was his very last song.
I believe that was episode 3. And we started to get into winter, and obviously winter is cold. So we started making modifications to the set. Church did put in a lot of work with some of his other people, like prepping the space and stuff like that. Like they changed the whole area to a chalkboard. He had an artist come in and like do like this whole background thing. Shout out Manolo, man. So that was pretty cool. So like going into like December and stuff like that, I thought we were on a pretty good roll. And from like, I would say late December, which would have been like episode like 9 or 10 or 11 or something like that of 507 Live that we're streaming on Twitch, like shit started to go downhill. Because first thing was, personally, I wasn't focusing on my music as much. I dropped it. The last EP I dropped before I dropped this one in March, I dropped in August of 2021. And then I didn't drop another project for like 17 months or something like that. And that's not the pace that I want to be on.
Yeah, focusing on other shit.
I was trying to take 507 Live and promote it and make sure it was booked and all this other stuff. So we get into December, right? And Church was killing it at hosting for like the first like 2.5 months. He would go up on stage, and we limited his responsibilities very, very low. He was the head of Midwest Vault, but I kind of identified what he was good at early on, and it became very clear that like Dan was going to run the tech, I was going to promote it and book the show, and he would be the host. And we told him, we're like, hey, all you need to do, is handle these freestyle periods, go up on stage, keep everybody happy, and just keep the energy up. And
So
after
you keep everybody like in line, make sure they're ready to go on to perform and shit.
Right.
That didn't fucking happen for Dick.
Right. And my thing was, I was like, if you can do a little research and do a very short interview after each set with each artist, that would be awesome. Like literally go back on their Instagram, learn about them, ask them a question. So we can learn more about the artist. It's good content. And he just chose not to do that. I gave him multiple chances. I was like, bro, I will help you if like you want me to show you what I mean by that. I just want you to ask them 2 or 3 questions real quick, in 3 to 5 minutes after they perform. And he was fine with that. And then he decided he didn't want to research anymore. He was like, oh, I'll just come up with them off the top of my head. And me thinking, oh, he's a good freestyler. Yeah, he could probably do that. And after a
Same
while,
fucking question every goddamn time.
after a while, yeah, he got really lazy with it. He got down to a point where he would ask one question and it'd be like the same question every time, which was like, how you feeling tonight? Or, what was your inspiration for that song or something like that. And that, just kind of left me kind of speechless, because while he did do a lot of infrastructure work at the very beginning, getting that chalkboard ready, organizing all that stuff, by the time we got into the dead of winter, it really felt like he was just kind of on cruise control and he wasn't trying to make the project better. And that's not just speculation, because there was a point in time where I had said to both of you, I was like, hey, if we had a clock like on the far side of the stage, so when you're on stage, you can look off to the offstage area and see it, we could keep everything on time, and the artists know if they're on time. The host knows if they're on time. Everybody knows we're on the same page, because we had no clock in there. We were going off of your computer, and nobody could see it. So I bought a clock. It was like this big.
And it was a digital clock, too.
It was a digital clock. It was cool as fuck.
What a waste of an investment.
And I said to church, here, I brought it to him, and I said, I need you to put it up over there, right? And he's like, okay, yeah, I'll do that, like next week or something after the stream. At the time, I'm like, okay, I get it. We're in a rush. We need to get the stream done. Cool. About 3 streams went by, and this clock was still not up. And he had called me in probably like February, maybe January or February, and he said, hey, I'm starting to sell like stock in the company. Like, do you want to be part of the company and all this? And I thought about it for a second, and then I stopped thinking about it because the answer was kind of obvious. And I said, no, I don't actually. And he's like, well, why? And I was like, because I have questions about the development of the show and if we're moving in the right direction. And he said, why? And I said, well, I gave you a very simple task to improve the show that we worked so hard on to get a clock up. And he said, oh, is this about the fucking clock? And I was kind of taken aback by that, because I was like, yes, it is about the fucking clock, because to me, the way I view like the industry and doing a podcast and all that, like we need to make this better and better and better, because I don't do this for fun. I want, like I said earlier, like we're trying to build careers here. And like if the numbers aren't going up, bro, like what are we doing? What are we doing? We're not invested in our craft. So that was like kind of the second strike for me. There was one episode in February where it was cold as fuck. And that's where the heat breaks came from, by the way. So if you see the heat breaks on the podcast, like the heat break came from the fact that we literally had to heat the garage between performances because it was so cold.
And the heater was so loud that we couldn't have it on during the performance because you couldn't hear shit, because it was in the middle of a neighborhood and you can't be blasting that shit loud.
Right.
So, yeah.
So around February, maybe it was January, I don't remember which, it was really cold. That's all I remember. And Church would start disappearing during the podcast. And he would say, oh, I need to go outside, or, I'm just going to, or something like that, right? Cool, I don't care. There was one episode he came back, and we were still on stream, and it was a freestyle session. And he just sat on this chair that we had in the corner of the stage while we were live, and he just fell asleep.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now.
When you're in a hype environment and something like that, if you take a massive dab of weed, yeah, that ain't gonna make you want to pass out. You're still gonna be like, yeah, dude, and like hype with everything until you finally like are ready to finally go to bed. Not falling asleep in the middle of loud ass music and performances. I've never done that. I've never seen anyone do that ever. That's just so
right. So around like March, April comes around. I had just put out my second release. 2022 was a really rough year for me personally, so I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do artistically, and like I was just not in a great mindset at all. so I just put out my second video, which was the Rave Boy video, and I basically thought, you know what? Like, I think this is still a good team resource wise to put together some type of tour with. And we had talked about it a lot, and Church was, enthusiastic about it. Everybody was enthusiastic about it. But there was no plan, and there was just a lot of aspirations. And that seems to be like overall like a very, very common theme here in this scene. I hear a lot of aspirations, but not a lot of concrete planning. Because yes, like we all want to be on the Rolling Loud Miami stage. You know what I'm saying? We all want to go to the Grammys or whatever. We all want to tour in Los Angeles and whatever, right? But like there's material planning to that. And part of that was on my end is I wasn't doing enough research and I wasn't working hard enough to make that happen. So I'll take some of the blame for that. But there was other things that Jose was mirroring. Like he was doing the same thing. It was, we're gonna go to, where was he saying, Texas or something like that? Texas, right? Around June they were gonna go to Texas, and that fell
film
through.
A fucking music video.
I'm not gonna even hold that against him, to be honest with you, because there was shit that I didn't follow through on, like planning wise for touring and traveling and all that. And that was my goal to change this year, and we're on a good path. But it gets to be around May, and we're like, okay, we're gonna do the season finale of 507 Live, and we're gonna do it with the garage open. We're gonna barbecue, and we're gonna do a 12-hour show, because we did a 12-hour show the first episode, and then we cut it down for the whole season of like the 23 episodes to like a 6-hour show or something like that, or 4-hour show. And we're like, we'll do a 12-hour show again, have everybody come out, right? That went all right. There's some artists in the chat right now that didn't have like the best experience there. And you know who you are, and you can comment if you'd like. But I think a lot of like my inspiration to keep working on Midwest Vault at that time came from like just being really jaded about the whole scenario and just hoping for the best when I wasn't opening my eyes to the reality of what was going down, right? And what had been happening. So June 30th comes around, and like June, I was in an even worse place I was than I was in March, and personally, mentally. And I'm on the phone with my videographer June 30th, 2022, right? And I was, so almost a year ago, damn near. So it's funny this is all happening on the year anniversary. And Jose calls me up, and this was during the time in the summer, like extra context. Going into the summer, we wanted to tour, and we wanted to stream more. Because we were like, oh, we need to bring in more stream revenue and all that. Yeah. And so Jose, was enthusiastic about that. And he was like, hey, let's do like 5 shows a week or something like that. And he didn't have like, that was lofty, okay? But he didn't have a lot of backing to that. And so
it was a freestyle stream, a gaming stream, 507 Live, and then basically like a music review. Rep Your City is what it was called.
Right. So we wanted to do a ton of things that summer, and we didn't have a huge plan for it. And part of the problem with this entire thing from the start is Dan was doing a lot of heavy lifting with tech, and I acknowledge that, and I don't know if I personally did enough to acknowledge that, but it's very obvious that without you or your computer, we couldn't do anything. And so there was a lot of lofty goals coming in June of last year from Midwest Vault. And around June 30th, I'm working on my video for Crash It with my videographer, like the hours leading up to release. Like I have a song coming out with a video, right? So I'm like kind of hype. I'm like, let's release this and all this da-da-da-da-da.
You haven't put something out in a while. So.
Right. So, basically, I'm working on that down to the final minute, and I got a lot of, I'm amped up about that. And Jose calls me, he's like, Dan is leaving Midwest Vault. And I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, white boy, like he doesn't want to be part of Midwest Vault and all this other stuff. And like he just called me today and said he quit and all this and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, well, like, why? Like, what's really going on? He's like, I don't know why he feels that way and all that, but I'm going to his house to pick up all my equipment and all that. So like, I was wondering if you want to come with. And like, given I had put so much time into this, I was like, okay, let me see what's going on. So the night I have a song coming out with a video, I did that 3 times last year only. I only dropped 3 songs last year total. I have him calling me and like going through this crisis on a night where like I wish like I would have been more focused on what I needed to do. So we ended up going to your house and getting the stuff. And then after that, he drove me back to my place, and like there was like radio silence from like everybody at this point in time, from like June to like maybe
Up until,
August.
like right around where you guys started really planning Art Attack.
Yeah, so you had left, and I was still trying to save face event wise. And there was this festival that was being planned called Art Attack, which was supposed to be in July, but it rained on the day in July, and it got rescheduled for August. And
Also got moved as well.
Right.
The location.
So, the original plan for Art Attack was you had a gentleman named Bobby Marinas, who does a lot of planning here in the city, and Manolo, who had done the chalk drawings at Midwest Vault. You can scroll down on Dark Gems a lot, and you can see all this stuff I'm talking
Two
about.
very, very talented artists.
Right.
Picture artists drawing.
I have no issue with those guys as of right now, and I hope I never do. So, yeah, at this rate, seriously. They were the main planners. They were the guys getting the permits and everything, and they had gone to Jose, and they were like, hey, they were church is Jose, by the way, just so everybody knows. They had gone to church, and they said, hey, can you book artists for this? So, like, I was like, okay. You know, I wish like I had gotten the opportunity to book a stage, but I wasn't necessarily feeling the type of way because we were doing something. Something was happening in the community. So I was like, let's go, you know? And church had given me a spot on the main stage and all this other stuff, the stage he was booking. And I was like, okay, we rolling, you know, whatever. I promoted it on Dark Gems, all this other stuff. That July date came around the week of, and they're like, well, it's supposed to thunderstorm that day, so we got to cancel it. So they moved it to October, and they moved the place of this festival too. It was supposed to be on the southeast side of Rochester, like around the industrial area. But
on the back side of the fairgrounds.
Yeah. And they had moved it to downtown Rochester, like in Peace Plaza for October.
Peace Plaza.
Right, which was really cool.
It was really awesome. It was actually really cool.
Yeah, so leading up to the planning of the October Art Attack, we still had one stage. And then about 2 or 3 weeks before the festival, Church calls me or texts me. He's like, hey, we have a chance to get another stage, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, you can book your own stage. You can book a Dark Gem stage. I was like, okay, you know, cool. This would be cool. And the week before the show, we got a week now. We got 7 days. Me, him, and some of his other people, we go down to Peace Plaza, and he shows me there's those huge like block thingies down in front of the chateau that you can walk on that are like bridges. I don't know if they're still there or not. And he points to him and he says, we're going to split these up. You're going to get one of these, and we're going to put it over down by Mayo. So we're both going to have like a elevated stage, right? That quickly changed because about a few days before the festival, he calls me. He's like, hey, you're not going to have a stage. It's just going to be, you're going to have a space, basically. And like, I was balancing a lot back then. So like, I was kind of taking it in stride. But when I got there the day of, like it all kind of sunk in, and I just kind of felt like miffed by the whole situation, because I feel like if he had told me from the start that I wasn't going to have an elevated stage and he was going to have an elevated stage, I might have felt differently about booking a stage, because we basically had a flat space of concrete in front of Mayo and nothing else. And Jay Martinez has got there because I booked him for my stage, and he's like, "Bro, is this where we're performing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro. Yeah, like this is where we're performing." And like this is why I love Jay Martinez, bro. Shout out Jay Martinez, because like literally he's like, "No, bro, fuck this." He's like, my dad and like my family, we're gonna go get like some layers of MDF or something like that, and we're just gonna stack them. We're gonna make our own stage. So like, bro, literally had people go to Home Depot like to build a stage for us the morning of the festival, and like so like shout out him. That was amazing that he did that the day of. Like he spent money on our stage, and like that was really cool.
I remember that shake. You did bring us the pizza, and I tried to give it to like Lundy, and he was like, "I don't want to eat that. That's poison. I don't want to die."
So, I will say, church did give us a lot of materials for that side of the stage. Like, I think part of the speaker set was the speakers he gave us, and like he gave us some tables and stuff and some other materials. So it's not like he didn't help. It's just that when I had got there and we started to set up, I just felt like there was a certain side of the festival that was highlighted more than the other.
Yeah, because not to mention both of y'all were playing music at the same time.
Right. So I felt like one side was highlighted than the other. And just out of my personal opinion, like if somebody like if the artists on the other stage take offense to this, like I don't know what to tell you, but I feel like I booked the better set list. That's just how I feel. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You
like,
see it, the energy down at Dark
I
Gem
just feel
side
like
was
the Dark
popping.
Gem stage had a better show lined up. So take that how you will. That's just my honest opinion. And like, if we're gonna be Minnesota nice about it, we're not gonna get anywhere. So,
not discrediting the music or the people performing. It's just
not
like the
discrediting
energy.
anybody that came out, because we weren't being paid. Like, you came out, you did your thing. I just felt like personally my stage did better.
Shout out to Wake for running the sound down at the other end. It would have been me, but fuck that shit.
So, the festival finishes up, right? And I had made the mistake. This is where I started to really learn who Church was as a person, that I was kind of ignoring before, because I had made the mistake of only taking like certain parts of the side that we had worked on down, and we had left some trash behind. And like,
I left my fucking mask there too.
yeah, like we had those were fuck ups on our part. Church had him and some of his family members go over there and pick it up. And like I said, that's a fuck up on our part, and I don't plan on doing that ever again. But he had gone to the group chat and he had sent like videos, and he sent like a paragraph basically chastising us for it and talking about how his grandma was picking up our trash and all that. And like, that makes me feel bad because that's not my intention and that was my mistake. But I just felt like his tone was kind of like he was trying to sun me, and I didn't really appreciate
you
that.
for it. He really wanted to
Yeah,
shame
it
you,
felt
make you
like
feel
there was some shaming at hand. And that pent up with all of the, the idea that I felt like we were slighted for our stage and all that. It just wasn't like a scenario that I took very lightly. And I had called, me and Church had gotten a call after the festival, and like, I got a chip on my shoulder at this point. I feel like our side put on a better show. Yeah, we didn't have the spotlight on us, and I didn't feel like it was a fair scenario, right? So we get in a phone call the day after the festival, and I said, and I kind of let him have it. I'm like, bro, like I feel like you put me at a disadvantage by splitting these stages, knowing that we weren't going to have the same resources, right? Even if you tell me like a few days before the show that I'm not going to have the same resources, that's not good enough for me. So like, he's going to disagree with that because that's what he did before, and I doubt he's changed his mind. He thinks that I got a fair shake and I just accepted what I had. And that's fine. That's fine. Like, I don't think we'll ever come to an agreement on that. So fast forward after the festival, I was kind of on the way out at this point, and I was starting to see why. Yeah, shout out MCJ for being our DJ that night. You made no mistakes, bro, no matter what people were saying.
He bugging.
So fast forward, this is like mid-October of last year, and this is where, like, you know, I'm starting to get a chip on my shoulder, and I'm starting to draw a boundary as to how much charity work I'm doing around here. Because I had a meeting with him at Midwest Vault, and we had sat down with another artist, and I basically laid out like my entire plan of like how we can build a scene here and change the culture and all these other things. He's like, and him and the other artists, they were like, "Oh, bro, like, you're a genius. This is perfect. Da 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 da." And he's like writing down everything I'm doing and all that. And he's like, "We're gonna talk to this venue on the northwest side of Roch on Thursday or whatever, and we're gonna have a meeting and we're gonna plan out some shows and all that." And the day of that meeting, I go to Midwest Vault to go to this meeting, and the artist we had talked to at the time was not there, and he just decided not to show up for the meeting. I was like, okay, so there's a lack of enthusiasm here. I can tell. That's fine.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. Me and Church drive over to this venue, and he calls the venue, and the venue's like, "Oh yeah, man, I forgot about our meeting. Can we reschedule?" And at that point, like, is that on Church? No, it's not. Is it on the venue for like not keeping track of their schedule? Yes. Do I feel less valued as somebody that's trying to do something here? Yes. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like,
Jay, I'm gonna go check.
Why would I not just drive the bus of this operation if I feel like I can do it better? Like, why would I not just take lead with Dark Gems if I feel like I can do it better? So, this part of the story, I have to like tell very, very carefully because, Church sees it very differently, and I'm not going to directly implicate him because I do not have the direct evidence that he did this, okay? But I'm acting off of reasonable evidence that I have. This is just a decision I had to make business-wise, right? So about a few days after we're supposed to have that meeting, Jay Havoc's going to come in here, so hopefully I can set the scene well. Basically, like a few days after we were supposed to have that meeting, I'm kind of on the out. So I'm like, okay, he can do this project with this venue on his own. I do not have any enthusiasm for it anymore.
It was 4S.
Maybe. So I'm going to the gym. Shout out Jaden, because we were going to the gym at like midnight at this time, just on some whack shit. Just like on some
one too many
like
scoops
fiend,
of pre.
like yeah, some pre-workout fiend shit. Hi, Jay Havoc. We're in the middle of a very tense story, so just sit down. I'm happy to see you, though. What are you doing? So I'm on the way to the gym at midnight, and this was like right after I had gotten signed to the modeling agency I work with, like low-key flex, but
what was it for? Underwear?
No, it's just like
hand modeling.
It's very, very generic. Like they just send you like a bunch of small like jobs for like anywhere from like $200 to like $2,000 or something like that. And it's no guarantee, right? But anyways, so I get a call at like midnight from Colorado, right? And I think it's my agency because they call from all different like cities, but I should have known it wasn't my agency because why would they call me at midnight? They usually call me, during business hours. I pick up the phone and I'm immediately getting like fucking like aggressive threats in my ear.
Oh my God.
I have this random fiend in my ear talking about how he's going to kill me. And he's like, do you know this person and that person? And I'm going to, spin the block on your family if you don't come up with $2,000 tonight and all this other stuff, right? And I'm like, caught the fuck off guard. I'm like, excuse me? All this other stuff. And he's like, do you know this person? Do you know this person? Do you know this person? You could have guessed one of the people that he mentioned. And
No,
I'm only telling the facts here. So like you can make your own assumption based off of who did what, right? I get this call threatening me because I know a certain person that had ran off with $2,000 worth of perks.
You know who it was?
I'm not going to say that because
It was the Muffin Man.
Bro, chill. So I go to the gym and then I start getting calls from White Boy. I get a call from King Lundy. I get a call from Zanakova. I get a call from I think that was it. And they're all like, bro, did you get a weird call? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with that, right? And somebody had talked to church that night. And he's like, yeah, we got a weird call too and all this other stuff, right?
Who was that? Can't remember.
Yeah, so it was a long time ago. But as they said, it was me. So this dude apparently continued to threaten church and one of his other friends he was hanging out with for the rest of the night. And I'm like, okay, well, it's clear that somebody ran off with $2,000 worth of perks that's within my circle.
Yeah, I blocked that number as soon as I hung up the phone. I was like, I am not dealing with this shit. Fuck that.
Right. So
Nope.
church had told us, he's like, don't worry about it. I called the police. The police are going to figure it out, whatever. So, like, just, they said just go on with your normal life. And I was like, I don't think I'll go on with my life the same way I was going about it before, but
I think I will.
I think I'll make some adjustments.
Yeah, that's when you called me.
Again, I'm only stating the facts here. I talked to Zanakova later on that night, who's an artist in Austin, and he had shown us texts. He had gone back and forth with this dude that was calling us and threatening us. Like, he called him back. Like, that's how much of a psycho Zanakova is. He called him back, and he's like, bro, like, what are you talking about, bro? And dude kept threatening him, and then they were texting back and forth, and this person from this phone number had typed out the words, you know that dude Church, bro ran off with $2,000 worth of perks, okay? So, that is in writing, okay? So if you want to believe that, you can believe that.
Yikes.
If you don't, you don't. But that is the facts. So you believe what you want from that scenario.
Like we said, he's got his own platform. If he wants to make a video and
if he wants to make a video and dispute this, I have been very fair. I've complimented him where he deserves to be complimented tonight. I've not slandered him unnecessarily. I've only told the facts and my side of the story. So if he wants to tell his side of the story, he very much can, because our discussion is very much public within the community now. I know he doesn't like that because, well, there's a lot of dirty laundry coming out right now, and not a lot of it is about me. So
I like that thumbnail, by the way.
What thumbnail?
For the post that was made about the comments.
Thank you. I worked very hard on it.
It was good.
So I had made a decision after this. I'm like, okay, let me take a step back and evaluate things on my own for myself and Dark Gems. And I had not talked to him and a few other people for a while. And he had called me, and this is where I figured out his game, right? And like, cat's out the bag, okay? So make sure you adjust your game because I'm winning the chess match right now. I was waiting for him to call me and ask me why I wasn't talking to him anymore. And around November-ish, he had texted the group chat, and he's like, hey, I want to figure out what you guys are all doing, and he added me. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to respond to this. And then he had texted me. He's like, bro, let's get on a call, da-da-da-da. And then he called me. And I was going to keep it very, very simple with him. And this is the truth, too. He said, well, why aren't you, like, talking to me and all this other stuff? And I said, I'm just focusing on myself. Not a lie. Then he said, and this is typical manipulation mode, okay? Did anybody influence that decision? Did anybody influence that decision? No. That was the decision I made by myself to focus on myself and Dark Gems alone. He's like, are you sure? Because, like, there's a lot of people that think this, and that.
I wonder why.
No, I think this, and that, and it's my decision.
A lot of people tell me, I have been told by a lot of great people that somebody has been saying some things that I don't like.
Right. So, basically, after that scenario, you know, we carried out, like, I had a couple like Dark Gems like meetups and stuff like that, and that's how we organized everything we do now, up from January until now. And so shout out you guys, shout out Dabo Fly, shout out King Lundy, Jaden, everybody like we worked with like collectively during that time helped us, you know, build the podcast, build the tour, build all these shows we did, the release parties, all of that. So all that wouldn't have been possible if we didn't come together and put our brains together and figure that out. So that's why we're having such a great year. But did not hear from him. Not know what this guy was doing. So I can't speak on that. I don't know what he was doing this time. You can make your own assumptions as to where he was and what he was doing. He's made, you know, some public statements on what he was doing, and you can go and check the comments on our posts if you would like to, because they're very public, and he knows he was making a public comment. I hope he knows how social media works.
It's public.
It's public.
Public.
So we didn't hear from him until like maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And he puts this post in a group chat called How to Sing the Midwest on Snapchat that we had for like the past 8 months, 9 months, 10 months or something like that. And he says, hey guys, I would like to get everybody together, like all the big wigs from Dark Gems, White Boy Beats, all these people, and just like have like a charity basketball, not even charity, just like a basketball game meetup or something like that, right? Like just to tap in and like do some things for the community at this point.
Ballin'.
Huh?
I left the group
Yeah,
chat.
you didn't even know this was going on.
No, I
So-
left. I left when that was posted.
Right when that
Oh, when that was
I was
posted?
like, yeah, nope.
So here's the thing about that idea. I'm not against basketball games. I'm not against people meeting up for basketball games. However, at this point in my life and this point in my career, I'm not necessarily in favor of just meeting up with a bunch of people if there's not a specific purpose as to why we're meeting up. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like a really, 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 really fun time. And they're like, I don't know, I don't play basketball that often. So, yeah.
You know, Play Mighty would have loved that shit.
But Play Mighty would have been up in that.
I got 100.
Right. So, after that, like, things kind of unraveled as far as us going back and forth because he kept messaging me long paragraphs talking about, oh, bro, like, we did all this. We released the Must Be Lost video. You know, my direction credit is on there. I took some of the shots and all that. Kind of just, like, reminiscing on all the stuff we did. And like I said, we did a lot of cool stuff. 507 Live was cool as fuck. But the problem is, after a while, when he said, why is Jay staring at me? Chill, bro. After a while, like I said, like at the beginning of the podcast, like if you're doing the same thing over and over again and you're not getting a different result, you are insane. There's no point in doing it because it's not working. Simply.
Abraham Lincoln, 1795.
Right. So basically, off of everything I've told in the past, like 25 minutes plus 40 minutes, however long I've been telling this story, like you can make your own assumption as to whether you'd be enthusiastic or not to like meet up with, you know, Midwest Vault and try to make some type of business plan. At the time, I was not, because like we have a really good thing going here, and I have very little time on my hands as it is. Planning the tour, making new music, doing this podcast, doing all the other things in my personal life to make this even happen. I'm not enthusiastic for something like that necessarily, unless you were to say like, oh, I would like to meet up with you and possibly plan out, you know, this project. I've already have this framework out and all this other stuff. So,
You got me put to work.
yeah. I basically, you know, called him out. Because I was frustrated. I was like, why? Because the way he would frame it is like, you know, I think we should just put all the bullshit. I'll put all the bullshit aside. So he'll put all the bullshit aside, guys. He'll put all the bullshit aside and
Bringing it back
just
to him.
focus on the community and all this other stuff. I've had my problems and all this, but I'll put all the bullshit aside. And the problem with that framing is that he's not the one that needs to put the bullshit aside to make anything happen. It's me and everybody else I work with, because the bullshit is in our court. Like, the bullshit has been done to us. The bullshit is on my plate, and I'm not going to eat it because I don't like bullshit.
Fork down.
Fork is down.
Served.
So that is what developed everything that you see publicly on Dark Gems.
It's like telling someone that you just punched, like, oh, it's okay. I apologize. Now we're fine.
Right.
No, you still hit
So-
me, motherfucker.
What's really current is that tension post, which is like
You're welcome.
popping right now because everybody's talking about it. Where I said like, oh, Blake Shepard and MC Church go back and forth over how to sing the Midwest. The reason I even posted that is because he had kept threatening over the past few months, like into even last year, that he was going to trademark it so nobody else could use it.
On what grounds? It's such a weak trademark.
Exactly. Like, and then he had shifted his point of view recently to, no, I want everybody to have it because I want to be a part of all this. Right? And I just don't trust that at all. Like, why would I trust you to be so inconsistent? Right? And when I put the bullshit aside, I was like, hey, the reason I don't fuck with you right now is because I didn't even tell this part of the story. He owes me money from stage equipment that is or was apparently in his garage that I had funded.
Probably sold.
And that's why I said 9084, because that's how much he owes me. Why are we coming to the table in a business sense? If you're not coming to the table in a business sense, I don't have a reason to talk to you.
Greatest reply to that comment ever, because that's literally just like when your ex texts you the fucking 3-paragraph long bullshit and you just like say, okay.
Right.
It's got the same energy. I love it.
Right.
Fucking love that.
So I laid out the statement to him. I was like, first of all, bro, I think you're being really manipulative right now because you're not taking accountability for why we're in this position right now. You're not the professional way to go about this would have been set to say, hey, you know, I see everything you're doing right now. I respect what you're doing. We did a lot of cool things in the past. I hope someday we can do something again. I realize I'm in debt to you. Here's your money. Okay. Now, at this point in time, I have a little bit more respect for you because at least you gave me the money you owed me. However, there's personal trust there that's lacking. There's business trust there that's lacking because I've yet to see you put together a project. I've yet to see you work on a project by yourself that has been consistent and that has done well and that has developed without me. That's honestly, that's how I really feel. That's how I really feel. Because 507 Live, this is the guy that did all the tech for it. Would not have happened. And I was doing the promoting, making sure the brand image was right.
And like 80% of the time, he'd be asking you to book artists for 507 Live and any event we would be doing.
I booked like 90% of the artists for that show.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, here's the professional solution to what he wants to achieve, which is still be part of How to Sing the Midwest and be respected as such. You need to pay back the people you owe money to. I'm not the only one. And then build something.
Put in work.
Put in work and make something. Like, you coming to me with no business plan whatsoever and saying, oh, yeah, dude, that's a lot of fucking McChickens. You can feed a small village and wherever
like
with that.
30 McChickens.
Yeah. Like,
put in work, bro.
Put in work. This is my honest message to MC Church right now. I have no malice towards you, bro. Like I said to you in personal message, I have a problem with the way you're framing things. Because you're framing things like, A,
You're the victim.
He's the victim. B, he's the one that's putting bullshit aside, and that's all that was necessary. No, we have a lot of bullshit that's in our court that we are refusing to not acknowledge, okay? And that needs to be acknowledged on his part based off of everything I've said on this podcast so far. So, that's a starting point. And if he's really about the hottest scene in the Midwest, he will build something real. He will build something consistent and all of that. That's how I really feel. That's a constructive, healthy way of viewing that. And if he thinks that's me being like unreasonable or whatever, then I don't know what his goals are, to be honest with you. And that's even less of a reason for me to work with you. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, bro. That's an honest telling of the story. That's without any bias. That's what happened. So you can make your own evaluation of shit.
Okay, so he did that. So since he mic dropped, I just want to say, well, hi. How are you guys doing?
just kind of here.
We're existing right now.
I can't tell you how many times during that there were so many songs that came to mind, like from just words that you were saying, and I was like fighting the fucking urge to say those songs, and I was like, nah, dude, not the time. He's spitting facts though. It's a lot of facts because if you wanna get on the same page with somebody in general, if you wanna move forward in a business sense and you want to work in a business way, you got to at least talk about things first. You got to like at least clear the air. You got to level, and you got to like deal with it. You got to peel the scab. Like regardless of whether you can say anything that you want about like he said this or they said that or I don't like the way this and that goes or I don't like the way you do this in a like an isolated sense. But unless you're directing that into a constructive conversation, there's not a lot of point. Like I want to like be able to chill and do stuff and have fun and do a lot of stuff with people that I do business with. And you know, there's stuff that I gotta fix too. Like I'm not perfect, but I'll at least talk to you about what I have going on. I'm not just gonna act like, hey man, you know, like this happened and that happened, and I'm just like, you know, going to like, well, not even mentioning that shit. I'm not gonna be like, hey, you know, whatever, maybe something happened in the past, but do you want to go and like play Smash Bros? Like I'm gonna I'm gonna be like, yeah, like I'll do this stuff with you, but like, you know, let's hash it out. Just like, you know, if you did, you know, if you were talking to your ex, you know, if you're gonna talk to somebody like that, and you want to like bury the hatchet, you do that and you have a conversation about what you do. You don't get back with your ex and then like come out there and you don't say anything about why you broke up in the first place.
Yeah,
You know,
trauma bond on that shit. That's goofy.
that's goofy as hell. That doesn't make any sense. Like, so
goofy.
if, and you know, just for longevity, because even if you do it that way, it's like, it's not going to last then because you're not dealing with the trauma that you've already overcome. I mean, or not even overcome. You're not even dealing with the trauma that you have faced. You're just letting it live. And that is, you know, like you said, trauma bonding, where you're just like, yeah, we did this bad shit to each other. We don't talk about it. Like, yeah, he hit me one time. I don't tell him about it. We just kind of act like that was a thing that already happened.
I've learned reminding him it doesn't help.
Yeah, right? And it's like, I get it. You don't want to like keep scratching and scratching at like a wound, an open wound, and make it worse. But you need to still address it. You need to put the alcohol on the wound before you can like, you know, heal it. Else it's just going to end up becoming infected. And
Shank
you can
says, "What up, Joe?"
Hey, what up? Like, you can go about your day.
Blake's texting his ex right now.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, you know, I got some shit to say. J Havoc really puts stuff into perspective. But like, imagine if you have like this big old gash on your leg, you know, while you were, I don't know, you're playing basketball and like somebody came up and they like just shivved your, like your opponent came up and like just fucking cut your leg. And then you're just like, oh, fuck. And then you just are like, all right, so let's play. Like you're gonna like, even if you do get over that, you're gonna still be bleeding. You know, you're not gonna. It's not gonna. And even if it stops bleeding, it's gonna be infected.
Yeah.
So, in a way, yeah, I get it. In another way, you know, you gotta step to the plate, and just for your own sake too, because I feel like if you have this stuff built up, and if you have all this stuff built up, just rationalizing it and then not even talking about it ever isn't gonna help you feel better. You know, like there's a lot of stuff I've gone through and there's a lot of stuff I'm still going through, you know, just like anybody else, just like humans. And like there's stuff that I've had to confront and there's stuff that I'm going to have to confront just like everybody else. But, you know, I know that I got to do it. I'm not going to say that I don't got to do shit and then just like fucking ride off into the sunset.
You know what gives you more honor? Fucking owning up to your shit and like, you know, being about it, actively changing it. You know, because like they tell what you tell your kids all the time. You know, it's like, you know, you can say sorry all the time, but until your behavior changes, it doesn't. You know, doesn't mean anything.
You gotta own it. You know, it's like you can say sorry, but like you gotta at least like, you know, own it. And if you know you can't make amends in some way, you should be honest about that also. But like, don't just kind of paint over the thing. Like, for example, I remember I used to, when I was living in Byron with my my mother and my stepfather, they bought this house and basically they had some flooding one time because they were on the other side of a hill. And that water got into the basement and it got into the carpet. And so we needed to take out that carpet to be able to make sure everything is good because so much water got down there. Took up the carpet. What was under the carpet? A layer of tile. shit, why didn't they pull this up? This is not the way you're supposed to do flooring.
Yeah.
Pulled up that layer of tile. You know what was under that? Another layer of tile. So instead of dealing with their shit and just pulling up the bad shit, they were just layering over and covering it up and adding another layer and another layer.
And making things more difficult to fix later down the road.
Exactly. It made things so much more difficult to fix down the road just by adding and piling the shit on top of each other. So that's the thing. Just pull the tile up right at the beginning, and then you can start fresh right from there. And if something fucks up, at least you made your attempt to make things better.
Yeah, Zay, there's 3 layers to that bitch.
Yeah, there's 3 layers. That's a triple layer cake, bitch. And it ain't even chocolate. It's full of shit. But anyway, you know what we came here for? Me. But also music.
Me.
Bro is the host now.
You don't. Sorry, bro. Have you met me? Big host energy. Blake is great.
He has the resume.
Look at my resume. You know,
CC Wired resume.
CC Wired.
I have all the episodes, by the way, if you want to use them as a.
I don't know how.
That's right.
See, I'm confused at how you and I got back in contact and doing things again.
Life is weird.
Do you even remember?
Well, you were at the.
Yeah,
no. We were still kind of in contact because.
But I told you I was not doing dick.
Right, but you
don't
did
do
come
dick.
to Art Attack.
Yeah.
And I was still talking to you then because you're like, oh well, I don't want to be around him and all that. I'm like, bro, just pause. But
Hola.
Yeah. Just come, bro.
And he came.
Bro, just go to the festival.
This is not a
Go to the
callback.
festival.
Yeah, I showed up. It was a good time.
And you showed up to a festival, and from there we were still like loosely talking up until the Airbnb in December. I was like, oh, we gotta have everybody pull through. So, yeah.
Yeah.
My conclusion statement to MC Church is this. Look, bro, I told my side of the story tonight. I was honest. I was fair. Complimented you several times. I think like 13 times.
You got a nice smile.
And that's me telling the truth. I feel no obligation to bring you on the podcast or have a conversation about this with you ever again. So if you feel like I left anything out and you want to be honest, you have a phone in your pocket, you got a camera, you can make a video.
Make your own shit.
In my pocket.
Use your own fucking equipment.
Put it on Facebook. Tell everybody how horrible of a person I am and why I do everything wrong and I don't know what I'm doing. And, you know, if you have any other questions, you know, DM Dark Gems if, you know, you haven't been blocked yet.
As for
Because
White Boy
I
Beats,
don't
man.
have any more patience for the long paragraphs. You say the same thing over.
Yeah.
I'm not your enemy. I want you to do things here in the community. I just don't appreciate you twisting narratives and not coming to the table with anything valuable.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, really, it is like, you know, it's about us. It's about us, but it's also about community. And we all want to do something for the community because that's we all benefit from that. You know, it's not just like everything can't be the me show. You got to do stuff for us, but you cannot turn community into me. Because if you turn community into the me show, that is not what they call philanthropy. That is meanthropy, and that's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
As for White Boy Beats, though, nope. Fuck that, and fuck you. Because I've been covering for your bullshit for way too long, and trying to foreshadow it as, oh, just give it time, do this and that. Oh, it's not as bad, when I really knew what the fuck was going on the whole goddamn time. I had multiple conversations with multiple different people. I'm not going to name them because he's moved away and doing his thing now with his whole family. But I was tired of fucking babysitting you the entire fucking time we were doing this shit. And so, yeah, respectfully, you can do your own thing, but you can keep it the fuck away from me.
I like how we're a spectrum of malice right now. Like Jay was like, you know, like sometimes you pull away the tile and there's more tile. And I'm like, you know, bro, like I don't want to do business with you ever again. And then Dan's like, you know what? Fuck you.
But that's the thing. It's like you want to have, you know, a spectrum, because if everything is just like, you know, fuck you, then it's like Yeah, okay, you get something out. Everybody's going to have their own take, and everybody is entitled to that because you all had different experiences. You all had been affected in different ways. You, Dan, you had to deal with it firsthand. You, Blake, you dealt with it in a business sense. I dealt with everything.
He dealt with it through me because he would always be in contact with me about what the fuck he was doing. I'm just like, hey, man.
Yeah.
It's not as bad. Just give him a day and blah, 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 whatever. Like the fucking clock. I'm like, hey, church is kind of being a dickhead about the clock, man.
Yeah, that was silly.
Next week, I might tell the story about 507 Creative Collective because him and his brother still owe me $400. Whoa! Everybody owes Blake money. Amazing. So, I don't know. If we get up to 100 subscribers before next week, I'll tell that story. Because that's a fun one.
Yeah.
I had to stop myself. I was starting to rant a little bit, so I had to catch myself because I don't need to speak on.
I feel it. Like, I be ranting and stuff, too. Like, there's stuff I can say about this and that, but I'm like, you know what? Nobody kicked my dog. I mean, yet.
Fuck it, man.
I
I run a platform with Lit Frank. We got 7,000 plus members in the Discord server.
Yes.
I'm trying to get my TikTok back and going. I finally got my fucking artist approval.
Tell me about how many fucking followers you have on TikTok. Jesus.
46,000.
Yeah, this bro is just like.
But I got stuck into some bullshit algorithm having to cry about, like, oh my God, women suck and I deserve better type of shit. And then it was full of the fucking the like middle-aged women
Sad
that are
boy
bored,
squad.
that are like, I could save you, young man. I'm like, I don't want, not what I need.
I like your long hair and your disapproval of authority, but also I can
Zay
save
is counting
you.
my burrito debt, bro. I appreciate that.
My days
By
of
his
waiting
count,
are
I'm
finally
owed
over.
49 burritos, bro, and I'm hungry. I'm hungry, bro.
No.
Give me my 49 burritos. I'm
I feel like that could be a whole mixtape right now. 49 burritos.
But yeah, as for I finally got, fucking my artist shit. So the music that I like, if I release like the album I'm trying to get with everybody on it, that'll be put through and posted on my profile, and hopefully that like tell the algorithms like, hey, he's an artist. Like we should push some stuff if he does things revolving around music or whatever.
Unless you want to get the best of both views, the best of both fucking worlds, and you could just be a sad boy musician, and you could just be like, oh, women,
beats I made,
and
my
then
man?
you just
Sad
gotta
boy shit.
use okay, so you need to make more sad boy beats, clearly, and then you just need to do monologues on top of them, and then people will take the sounds, and then they'll repost the sounds, and then boom, 1 million followers, and all of the people want to save white boy, not just the middle-aged women.
I don't need to be saved. I'm fine. I'm content.
It's not about needing it, it's about appearing to need it.
I used to kind of like look at like people that would sit at their computer all day and like do nothing and be like, damn, that's kind of boring. But now I'm at that point and I'm like, why wouldn't I do this before? This is so peaceful and I can just
You don't need to
what
deal
I
with
want.
people's shit.
Right. Like when like you guys are like always admittedly, like, I mean, I got the kid, so at night I'm here with the kid waiting for my wife to get home. But, I
bringing
don't
home
go
the
to-
groceries.
I don't go to shows and stuff.
Eat the
all
booty
time
like
unless,
groceries.
I'm like directly involved, and I don't go to like all these hangout and meetups and all that stuff. Like when I try to get stuff put together, I'm like trying to get people to come here and yada yada yada. Yeah, I'm very. I think what that whole situation kind of just like trauma shocked me, and I was just like, I don't want to deal with nobody. Yeah, so the people that I am directly in contact with, y'all know who you are. Outside of that, I don't,
You know what it is.
I'm busy doing shit on my computer all the time. We're building a website. I gotta try to build a thumbnail for this podcast every week and try to find some new picture, which I struggle with sometimes.
I got a lot of pictures.
Yeah, you gotta send me.
I got
Hold
pictures
up.
of all the single moms that come to my shows.
Running a
I love
Discord.
all the single moms.
I gotta-
Single moms at my show.
I gotta
Why
try to
is there
stream-
not a Dirty Club song about single moms?
I think that's called Pretty Girls.
No, that's one half of the coin.
That's IG models that entice me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
raises an interesting question. Then that song might be in progress.
Hey, you want to know what I was
Dropping
working
on
on before you
project.
came here, and I was hoping that you were going to show up earlier so that I could show you. Was I'm working on a remix of Roller Coaster, because I know Dable is all like, I don't like doing the same project, da 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 da. Even if it's a remix or whatever, I like to do something fresh. So I'm trying to look out for other people to do it.
But I like a good remix if it's done well.
Yeah, yeah, because it's the same melody and everything, and I'm doing cool things.
I can
Yeah.
I can
What time is it?
roll
We
the
still got
coaster.
We got 20
minutes.
minutes, bro. We're on amazing pace right now.
Got 20
Because
minutes.
there's a couple things we need to do during the heat break before the submission. So, subscribe to the Dark Gems. Actually, I'm honest. Like, I'll tell that story about 507cc. It's an even better story, bro.
Yeah.
That story is even better. That's a good story.
Get us to 100 subscribers, pretty
If you get us to 100 subscribers, I'll tell that story next week. Next week, our guest is Tim Naila, I believe. He's a
Hopefully.
prominent figure in Rochester's community. Bro supports literally everything.
Okay, so there's a better chance of them actually showing up.
No, he knows what he's doing.
Okay, cool.
He just had family stuff. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. And like I said, get us to 100 subscribers, man. I know we have, enough people in here to just hit up their family and subscribe with all their fucking dummy accounts that you used when you were 13, but now you don't use them anymore. So
Spam it in your homies' Discord just for fun. Put it in the self promo. Fucking go on to people's live streams and just start putting it in the chat until
Drop
you get
it.
banned. Go to fucking Drake's comments on his Instagram and start tagging all of us. Just start doing dumb shit.
Let's
Be
go.
obnoxious about it. Not only are we the hottest scene in the Midwest, we're the most obnoxious for a reason.
The
in a good
most
way.
obnoxious scene in the Midwest. That one hasn't been
Yeah, if you
copywritten
fucking
yet.
trademark that, then we're gonna just take that one. The loudest scene in the Midwest.
Ooh. Flipping it.
Ooh. Yeah, which one you want to take now? Because guess what? Both of them are good, and it doesn't matter because we'll fucking take that shit, and rock it like we have
that's
been.
what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's why I asked him to trademark it so badly, because he said he wanted to trademark it so other people can use it.
Oh God, do
And
it.
I just, please, bro, please, anybody that does something dedicated for the scene here, I'm begging you, bro.
That shit
Even
would
if
be
it
hard.
low-key makes the branding and marketing harder for me, please do it, bro. Please. Show me you're dedicated to music, bro. Please do it. Please do something crazy.
Make us
do
work
something
harder.
crazy, bro.
We're
Come
bored.
on.
Okay, if you guys had like a career, like a fucking crazy off, that shit would get mad intense. Like if you just like had like, he went full like host mode, and then you went full like chaotic neutral Blake mode. It would be like, yeah, and he'd be like, yeah.
I want to know how I got in this dirty club.
Oh God.
These condoms on the floor.
How I got into this?
You want to know how I get all these single moms to come out to my shows?
Let me tell you,
They
Batman.
love me. They love the dirty club.
But
I remind them of their father of their son that isn't present.
bro, let me remind you that a lot of these single moms also do want to be the Harley Quinn to somebody's Joker. You might not want to encourage them. They'll come for you. And literally.
Just good branding, bro. Chill out.
That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong, Batman. That's where we need someone like me.
Who says I don't want a Harley Quinn on my side? It'd be a
single
good
moms.
little Halloween shoot, so I can be like the 44,000 other people that do Joker and Harley Quinn for Halloween.
Hey man, I'm just trying to chill and smoke some weed.
You don't understand that the single moms don't understand the toxicity of the Joker.
Gotham hates him.
Gotham seems to love him, but they only love him because he represents a form of relationship, the closeness that they've never had, and then they find out that it's actually really toxic.
We need to have you be Batman.
I am the night.
What the fuck is going on? I don't know. ADHD fit for no reason.
We'll give him like one of the Amazon costumes from Batman.
With the neck
It's like
all
a
Bro.
one
bent and
piece.
shit.
Yeah.
legit 1 year. So I had a shirt, right? That was you remember those shirts that had like the like little EQs to them, and then you could actually they heard sound, and then
Oh,
like
yeah.
the EQ reader would go up and down. So I had one that was like
Timu Batman.
I
What
got
in the goddamn hell are you talking about?
you don't know about these. You know what an equalizer looks looks like. Now it's just shirts that basically. Huh?
What's an equalizer, Jay Havoc?
Y'all, if you don't know what an equalizer is, now imagine that thing that you think of that goes up and down.
Continue on with the shirt. God damn it.
Anyway, so I had a shirt. Of course, I got it the way that you get all of these things at a kiosk at a mall. So,
dude, that was the way you got all the cool things.
You get all the cool, like,
before
technically.
fucking Wish and Amazon ruined it.
It was all trademark, but I feel like low key they weren't doing it legal. But anyway, so this place that I went to, I found one of these shirts that had the Batman logo in it, and inside the Batman logo, it had the little EQ deal. So it's like it's listening to sound. One year for Halloween, I put on a good leather coat, you know, like Wesley Snipes Blade type leather coat. I put on this shirt. I got all ready, and I believe I got a mask on, and I was Black Man for Halloween.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I was the hero that the city needed.
Can't say anything. I'll get canceled. But I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Exactly. This man's holding off on cancellation for today.
Because I'll never be able to tell the story of
the way I used to get called Black Joe because white people, that's how they identify brown people in white settings. Yes, you've experienced
another
it.
Joe, and they were being dickheads. They called him Joe, and then they called you that.
Oh yeah, but I've definitely been Black Joe in different settings. But that was definitely a thing in college. Yeah, there was a Joe. There was a white Joe. They didn't call him White Joe. They just called him Joe, and then they were like, it's Black Joe. So it's just like the different variation. Like, have you ever played a fighting game, and then it's like some of the characters have different costumes, and sometimes they just change the skin color instead of changing the costume? That was, I guess, me. And I also wanted to throw hands. I did have fun in college, though.
This man was the alternate skin on the fucking battle pass.
I was like, in fight!
Zay said, imagine you get beat up by a vigilante with an equalizer shirt.
And it's just their fucking screams that are getting projected on.
Like, yo, that shit's kind of lit. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to steal that. But also, fuck you. You look like a... fuck.
Imagine Jay Havoc is that vigilante, and he, like, blocks you in the alley after you just robbed an old lady, and he's like, okay, just, like, imagine that you didn't rob that old person. Because there are people that believe that maybe robbing is not the moral thing to do. But if you do rob a person and you give it back to another poor person, you could also argue that maybe you're in a Robin Hood type scenario.
Bro, if you're trying...
if I'm Batman and I'm the vigilante, technically I'm supposed to beat you up. But if that's against my moral code, then maybe I'll just let you go and I'll just do all the paperwork later. So I'm just having like this really existential battle right now as to what I should do. And then by that time, they had already ran away.
That's the perfect name.
Okay. So actually, I'd lean a little bit more towards, I'd be less like that, and I'd probably be a little bit more like fucking, if you know him, Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, where I just take his fucking head off, and then I feel really bad and look at his life like, you could have done better, bro. But you on the floor dead now. Why? I know you're a human and you have feelings.
Bro,
why?
In this sense, Blake is like Tanjiro and Church is like Onosuke.
Bro, just like a guy with a pretty boy with a beast head.
No,
is that a compliment?
Every time
that means you
Tanjiro would
big
do something,
main character
he would
energy.
go, I could do that or even better, and he would try to do the same fucking move, like headbutt him, or he was constantly trying to fight him all the time, trying to prove like
I don't know,
he's
bro.
worth something.
Inosuke, like he does shit, but he's also like innovative. He'll be like, I don't know a lot of shit, but man, I'm really good at freestyling it. He'll just come in, he's like, fuck it, man, my swords are bullshit. I can't afford to get these shits cleaned.
Bro.
I can't make them better, so he just saws your fucking head off.
When he almost
like
had
that
his
shit is
ass
wild.
beat when he started breaking the sword in front of the guy that made it. Oh my god, I love that shit.
Oh,
Jay Justice, I love that name.
JJ, I am Jay Justice. That's gonna be my producer tag.
Yes. Yes.
Oh shit,
dude, you should do a whole. You know how? Okay, yes, it's kind of dick riding off Eminem because he's already done it.
Because he did a goofy ass fucking rap man and whatever.
Yeah, but you should do another thing similar.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
But he had the budget for it. See, he could have all the wacky ass Adam West style costumes in that bitch.
Didn't it start off with a kid buying his CD?
Oh yeah, it was.
And then he like found out that he was a kid, and like he came to like kick the kid's ass.
He was like, "No, you can't have this. This is explicit content.
Yeah.
Parental guidance.
Parental
advised."
guidance, you freaking hooligan.
So let's loop this back in.
Loop it?
We're gonna loop it, bro. Get us to 100 subscribers, and maybe we'll do another story time next week. Follow the Instagram. Join the cult. We're at like 1,035 right now, or something like that. Expand the hottest scene in the Midwest as fast as possible. We're about to get to the main event of the night, per usual.
Oh yeah.
If you have music to submit, then click the Stream Elements link that's in the description below me. If I keep pointing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I heard too.
Bro, shut up! I'm a rapper. Everything blends together when I talk too fast. Oh, it's down there. Okay, if you scroll down, it's down there.
It's down.
It's down there.
Under the
Submit your
table.
music, submit your
Under-
Audacity song.
under the table.
Freestyle an Audacity song right now and send it in. We want to hear it.
I feel make it good. Make it kind of good because don't just
Make
fucking
it garbage. I want to hear something unique.
Let's make a garbage ass song right now while we're waiting.
Yeah.
Present this, and then it gives.
Can we do that?
Do
We
what
can
now?
totally do that.
Do you want to pull up on like a recording thing? We'll just freestyle some shit.
Yo, what if we did that during the heat break?
That's what I'm saying.
And then yeah. Oh.
We're just to prove that like we're not bullshitters and it's
Wait.
actually possible.
Wait, what are we doing?
You're talking
freestyle
about
a song.
mamas.
You want to freestyle?
Freestyle a song during the heat break and then present it in front of everybody just to show them it's possible.
Yeah. You can make it right now. You can make a song right now and submit it. That's real shit.
Is that possible?
No, because I'm using my audio drivers, you goober.
Okay, so I don't know that.
We can literally make it on a fucking phone. Just play the beat and then we can.
What are you, fucking 12 years old using BandLab? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah, you
Hey, I'm walking here.
I walk
Hey,
in here.
I'm slowly like trotting along.
See,
'cause
that's
I'm trying
New
to
York.
lose a couple pounds.
That's New York. There's, hey, I'm walking here. Chicago is, get the fuck out of my way, dickhead.
Sounds about right. Why has there not been a GTA Chicago?
Because they had one. It was True Crime.
That's not GTA.
But it was the GTA clone.
Fair.
What ended
It
up
was
turning
legit. Man, I
into
haven't played that since I was
Sleeping Dogs.
fucking-
Yeah.
Sleeping Dogs was lit, bro. That's a game.
That was supposed to be True Crime Hong Kong, but
I'll
they,
make a song
it got
about
bought out by another company.
Single moms.
right.
Anyway, so what were we
Single
going to
mom
do?
song.
All the single moms.
We're gonna go to a heat break, so tell your grandma and all your freaking sister's friends that you had a crush on when you were 8 years old to send in their songs now. You can listen to them.
Right
Please. And with that,
now.
we're gonna go to a heat break while you get your shit together. And we'll
now.
see you on the other side.
Surfer. Keep it 100%. Yeah, even if you telling lies. When shit go left, I won't be surprised. Why I have to change, I just wonder why. Wonder why. Too much wondering. Yeah, that's why I can't sleep at night. Going through a phase, I can't shake this vibe. Don't know what to choose, I just wonder why. Wonder why. Ay, gotta up my level. Time moving fast, gotta correct my bezel. I can't be like down, otherwise I would stretch them. Talking on the net, yeah, that's where I'ma let them. Get away like it's sweat, like we in the sauna. After we done, roll up marijuana. She not a smoker, hit it, she's a goner. How you move like that? Cause I'm not with the drama. Have you ever seen a check with some commas? Ever had a snake bite you where your palm was? Just wanna be great. When I told my mama, I can deal with the hate. Yeah, so if you fake, keep it 100%. Yeah, even if you telling lies. When shit go left, I won't be surprised. Why I have to change, I just wonder why. Wonder why. Too much wondering. Yeah, that's why I can't sleep at night. Going through a phase, I can't shake this vibe. Don't know what to choose, I just wonder why. Wonder why. Wonder why.
It's fucked up, but this how the game go. Your dog will cross you out for the pot to go. At the end of the rainbow, in the rain with no raincoat. Cause all I ever needed was me. I'm the weird one, not the family tree. I'm stuck serving the sea. Hennessy gon' help me all I can be. I never take the hate personally. You ever wonder why they hate? Even when you doing bad, cause you got something that they never had. And they need that. I wonder why we confide in the preacher. When we know he lying, I wonder why I lied to my bitch. I'm so tired of lying, I wonder why these blacks killing blacks. We so tired of dying, why she tell me lie after lie?
Keep
They
it
be multiplying.
100%. Yeah, even if you telling lies. When shit go left, I won't be surprised. Why I have to change, I just wonder why. Wonder why. Too much wondering. Yeah, that's why I can't sleep at night. Going through a phase, I can't shake this vibe. Don't know what to choose, I just wonder why. Wonder why. Wonder why, yeah. silent. Still taste the crushed James and Bob Marley. Did coke one time, but I ain't touched Bobby. Musta had a death wish, I'm like probably. I was out of focus, I did you bogus. I always like to know, did you know this? Looking at me like one more, then you go this. They was trying to get us charges, but it don't stick. The bitch I don't miss, they ain't on shit, they ain't on piss. Say they want me missed, they can go on dip. Yeah, I won't trip, shorty want me blicked. You Ruth Chris, so ruthless. Grind toothless, I don't give two shits.
I was acting out, Jimmy bogus. I was off the shit, they ain't even noticed. I was in the factory, I had to load it. Now I gotta burn it down, fully charged, loaded. Acting like they got parts, never wrote it. Punched in, punched out, you'll never notice. Leave you with your mess till you cry me. I just got a big bag, blew it on a dime piece. Now I got you big mad, and these bitches big sad. And I'm in the pine trees, now you know I lit that. I don't want no plans with your friends. I don't want no plans with your friends, yes, then. I just took a plan of a friend, see my friend. And you know I'm fucking up these bitches in the head.
That's pretty good.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's go.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, have a good day.
Hey, it's that Jazella production.
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be. Y'all wanna play? Balake! Where is Balake at?
You let the raid boy in, I'm clocking in for your shift. Got my heart so broke, you know I don't give a shit. You should go blind or watch it pop like a zit. We got 5,700 cucks to lag on the pics. I've been a raid boy. 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 You'll never turn your head till that pretty boy come through. Eyes modest like when I go higher, all the pockets turn blue. I like barely trying more nudes than those Kardashians can do. I like barely trying. Turn on channel 2 news. You're a lost soul, not the future Drake of us all. You can't even argue why your shit should even be on. Made some demo track that takes your album down after prom. Got your girlie and your music loosened up at the jaw. Oh, why is he rape boy? They throwing acid cut shapes. I am a playboy. You play the games that I made. Coating the corduroy. Those Gucci tags are not fake. Why would you say? Why would you say? Why would you? You let the raid boy in. I'm clocking in for your shit. Got my heart so broke, you know I don't give a shit. You should go blind or watch it pop like a zit. We got 5,700 cucks to lag on the pics. I've been a raid boy. 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 I was only 15, I threw my life away. And I was only 16, I rolled the dice again. And I know my moms wish I had some patience. And I swear to this day she ain't slept since. And I swear at 17 I had no way and shit. I was struggling trying to find my...
Welcome back.
And we're back. Welcome to Dark Gems. And I am also your host, Jay Havoc, coming here and being fucking sexy and charismatic as ever. So this is the segment that we're going to start taking submissions. I hope y'all are tapping in. And just for the fuck of it, because we are also people that participate in this craft, as you could see by Blake's video in there, we're going to have a little fun. So cue me up, white boy. Okay. Is it going to be loud enough in here? Are they going to be able to hear me over the thing? Okay. So, yeah. What it do?
My name is Jay Havoc. Hey. Oh. White boys making drill. Oh, that shit is a thrill. You know when I shoot, man? You know I shoot to kill. Who the fuck, white boy? That's my man there. What the fuck you doing over there? Why you stand there? Looking at me at the show when you just glare. Bitch, get your foot in a fucking snare. Where's my snare? Where's the hi-hat? I'm trying to get high, Where's my mind at? Where you find that? I am going crazy. Fucking call me a lot of things, never call me lazy. Bitch, it's the boss like I'm fucking Jay-Z. Bitch, summer vibes like I fuck with Swayze. I came here just to wreck shit. Fucking Blake over here coming in. Maybe we'll connect shit, direct it. Hit the fucking blast to your neck, bitch. You know how I do it. Fucking not just a square, put it in 3 dimensions, bitch. That's what I call cubic, because you're fake. Tell all the snakes. Fuck you mean, man? I'm from the scene, man. Hottest scene in the Midwest. What you fucking dealing with? That's what I'm doing, shit. I'm real as fuck. Will Smith on this bitch. If he had a fucking bigger nut. Wow, no, pick him up. Off the ground, I just took him off from the top of his head. Look at him now, make you growl. Cause you mad, check out your scowl, bitch, I'm like Simon Cowell. You're whack, that is all for now. I'm an American Idol, I don't fuck with no rivals. I am so fucking dope, I was dope on arrival. Oh. Yeah.
You wanna hear a funny story?
Rap
so,
shit.
This one time, this girl was flirting with me, and she was like, "No, I'm just like really into like bad boys," and like I thought she was trying to say that she didn't like me because I self-identify as a decent morally person, right? So I started an argument with her. I was like, "Why do you think that?" And she didn't know what the fuck was going on because I was like, "I'm not a bad person. What the fuck?" So it's really weird because like I do these shows and I get all the single moms and stuff like that, but like I just go home and chill, bro. I'm not like committing larceny or anything like that, or arsony. You know what I'm saying? And like that's
we're
that's what
burning
my
shit
image
down.
that's what my image suggests. So like now I got to do like a pre-screening test with all the women I talk to make sure that they don't think I'm some fucking like. I mean, shout out all the arsonists out there, to be honest with you. But
Like, did you just say that your image suggests that you're an arsonist?
maybe. What does an arsonist look like?
Bro, I was gonna say like
Google arsonist.
Larceny I get because, or like burglary, you could be like, oh, he's like, you know, this man, he looks like he might rob somebody. But I've never seen somebody that's like, yeah, man, he looks like he'd fucking light a house on fire. For the insurance money, of course. Wild, wild world, baby.
Loving the club's too dirty.
Hey. Yeah.
Loving the club's too dirty.
Yes.
Loving the club's too dirty.
That's true. That's true.
Loving the club's too dirty.
Yeah.
Feet of a touch, lust, bitter taste won't shatter this stop. 95 in the Benz truck, some luck, tough.
That's why you don't do tracks with the lyrics in the back. You know I snap. Do this shit in less than a minute and a half.
You want to bet?
Ooh.
You want to bet?
Yeah.
I'll do our entire tour, no backtrack.
Ooh, let's go. Well, I mean, keep the
tour, no
hooks or
backtrack.
something, but you know, you're doing the whole thing. Let's go.
I won't do any backtrack. That's because fuck you, bro.
That's right. That's right. That's the energy I want. Fuck it. Come at me, lyric.
Come on you.
I well, about that. No.
As we, have a podcast with these phallic objects.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's a whole industry full of people with phallic objects in front of their mouths talking about how other people shouldn't be gay. Isn't that fucking weird? There's a whole industry of people that are like, there shouldn't be gay people. And they're all talking into fucking, like, audio dicks. It's fucking...
Isn't every object either phallic or, like,
no.
vaginal?
but a lot of them are. Like, yo, you've seen Superbad, haven't you? Please tell me you have seen. I was gonna say, who the fuck hasn't seen Superbad that is over like 10? Oh, okay, maybe not over 10. Whatever. Either way, like, bro, literally, like he said, he's like, all the best objects are like, he's like, all the best objects are shaped like dicks. Like, popsicles, like, hot dogs, all this thing. I was like, bro.
Like, bro, mic, phallic. Water bottle, phallic. Ring light, vaginal.
Bro, the Lincoln Memorial, phallic. Bro, the Space Needle looks like a big fucking dick.
We're just putting dicks everywhere.
What the fuck?
Why
It's
are we
like,
doing this?
you know, it's the architects. You know it's the architects. You know they're low key, just like.
If it looks like.
What if it looked like it? Ooh, let's go.
How many submissions do we have?
Yeah. Who really the fuck white boy? Yeah. Put me up in the psych ward. Who the fuck white boy? Put me on a mic, boy. Yeah. I just be killing it. You look like Krillin, bitch. Put you in a freezer. Better believe it. You gonna believe her? She hating on me? No, hate on me? No, you don't hate the D? Not from the D. But you know what I mean. I go for 8 miles, then I make it 9 miles in so much style. You know I fucking bite you. I'm in the sand like a crocodile. I don't really care what you fucking think. What you talking about? Bitch, you need a shrink. You got so many demons. You know what I'm meaning. Wow, come at me, dog. But no semen. Yo, 10 toes down like it's cement. Yo, kill it, man. You know what he meant. Even when I'm on a beat, off beat, I just kill it so elite. You know I came up off the street. You know I do it like Lil Jon. Get on the beat, ski, ski, ski. Bitch, I do it like DJ Ski. Never do that shit for free. Don't come at me, you got some shit to say. I don't do nothing that you wanna stop me at. Bitch, you a copycat. Who you gonna holler at? Better holler back. Bitch, you Gwen Stefani. Looking so fucking whack. Let's go. Submitting.
Let's hear your music. It's that time. Wow, I sounded like. Okay. Our first submission is an unnamed submission. So, see what it is.
I don't like things that I don't know about.
You're gonna have to fucking do it. Dude.
Welcome to the Lost and Found Project. If you're watching this, you have acquired the correct amount of clearance to view this. If you're looking for him, he is gone. The phenomenon known as Lost and Found began on May 17th, 2023. This is when the first one was lost. From there was more that began to and that's when the began to appear. The first person to go missing was a young man from Rochester, Minnesota, whose alias was the Rochester Police Department declared him missing on May 18th, 2023, 24 hours after the phenomenon began. His last known whereabouts where him and 3 other individuals were found, but they as well began to disappear, one by one, without a trace. The last remaining member has handed over the footage from this encounter, but in recent medical reports, it shows he is slowly suffering from insanity. If you are watching this, in order to uncover the mysteries as to what happened and as to what is happening right now, I would advise you to cut your ties and burn this tape. If you wish to not heed this warning, then you may proceed.
Wild. How do I find him?
Fucking blindside shit.
Really, dude. Help me question. Well, my favorite part was the hook. And the hook, I mean, was the whole video was a hook. That shit was fucking trippy as hell. Have we been hacked? What's the deal? Turn it. Turn up. Turn up. Yo.
Turn it up. Turn it up. Give them what they want. Give them what they want. Turn it up. Turn it up. Give them what they want. Give them what they want. Turn it up. Turn it up. Give them what they want. Give them what they want. Turn it up. Turn it up. Give them what they want. Give them what they want. Turn shit up. It's quick with the pace up. Show them what's what in the butt. But I digress from these fuck nuts. Don't put in luck when I cut fucks. Suck dicky recognition sluts. Not PC for you sissy cucks. LOL as if I give a fuck. Let you see how the big dicks come. You gon' learn today what you fucking with. You got a fanny pack full of lip gloss. I got 2 mics to rip you to bits. Bet they all turn tail and run. Fuck with the dog, get your nuts clipped. The battlefield where you take a loss. This is higher level linguistics. Fill out the petri, let's dish. Different type of anarchist. IBS punks, do you smell this? Don't count your blessings before they hit. Lanes got you gassed up quick. $2 worth a lot of fluid spit. You a flickering flame in a lava pit. This is doom bad propane shit. Turn it up. Turn it up.
That's way.
Give them what they want. Give them what they want.
Mic on?
Turn it up.
Wait, we gotta
turn it up.
Give
Give them what they want. Give them what they want. Turn it up. Turn it up. Give them what they want. Give them what they want. Turn it up. Turn it up. Give them what they want. Give them what they want. Give them what they want, but the speakers on blast now. Middle finger raised every day, staying hashed out. Woofers gon' bump, guaranteed when I mash out. Dripping with the bass, close box, make the glass pound. Last round, I've been working for mine, so you ain't breaking bread with me, then step out of line. My blunt brother with me, bet it all on the rhyme. So we split it 50-50, double up on the grind. Said it then a minute,
Yes.
I've never been one to mince words.
Mr. Cunyon, I swear to God, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right when I finally see you in person. I'm gonna freaking ask you, man. I'm gonna make sure. Is my water?
Turn it up.
Not mine.
Turn it up.
Fine. I'm gonna ask you how to pronounce your name.
Give them what they want. Turn it up. Turn
Yeah,
it up.
submit your video. The link is in the
Give
description.
them what they want. Give them what they want.
Google.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
Oh.
Give them what they want. Give them what they want.
Yeah.
Turn it up. Turn it up. Give them what they want. Give them what they want. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up.
When you do it, sounds like when. Turn it up.com. Okay, so how do you feel?
BeatStars, I fucked your mom last night.
Could you imagine if that just cut into a song? Ooh, somebody should do a like a beat where they do a tag like that, and they're just like,
I am the milkman.
So how do you feel? How are you feeling about this?
Bro, upbeat again, bouncy. They always pick these bouncy beats, bro. That
I like the
I
bouncy
said, bro.
beats with them.
Take like a fistful of green Jello and like a salami sandwich, bro. And I'm just like walking down the street. Turn it up. Turn it up. Like, you know, just like
Give them what they want. Yeah.
Blunt Bros walk right there. Salami sandwich.
Bro, that's a good way to live, though.
Yeah.
Salami sandwich in hand. Vibing to a hype ass beat.
No condiment. Just like straight salami on white bread. No, it was bouncy, bro. Like,
it's bouncy.
Is that from the same project that we've heard it from before? Yeah, bro. Like, I hope they drop another project this, and then go shoot it in LA with green Kool-Aid or green Jello and salami sandwich. I
in
don't know
hand.
why it makes me think of that.
Bro, I actually, when I was playing with my punk band, we played with a band.
Together on the same sandwich.
Well, no, there was another band where it's like it's like a side band of this other band. Basically, that band's called Green Jelly, and it's like apparently it's a legendary punk band, but the fact that it's called like it's just got a wild ass fucking name. Yeah, Green Jelly. That's exactly what you got to do. So on this song, I like the beat, I like the energy. On the hook, I really like the little like that little chop from a producer kind of ear. That feels like something that I like that filled the space, and it sounds dope, especially when you kind of glitched it a little faster. I do feel like on the hook, like even I was fucking over here filling in ad libs. I feel like little things in between the spaces, especially like if you have the hook repeat, just add something in, because it's just like then it makes it feel a little bit more like this is a different part. This hook's new. It's the same, but it's different. But yeah, like no, it was good. It was hype. All the verses are cool. Like there was a couple lines here and there where I was like, but like there's also some lines that I really like. There's some shit that slapped. Yeah. No, I think that it's a good vibe, and I think that I'm looking forward to seeing what you do next. Like I do think the mix, maybe in some spots, like the hook versus the verses, didn't feel like it always gelled. I felt like some of the verses felt like they stuck out more in the mix, and others felt like they didn't as much. Maybe it's just the way that we're hearing it in here, because we're not listening on I'm not listening in headphones or anything, and the speakers aren't on my face. But I just feel like it wasn't quite like. I feel like there was a little bit to be desired in like just like at least the levels and the way, like maybe a little bit more reverb on the vocals to kind of like mix in with the beat more. Else it kind of felt a little dry. But yeah, no, it's cool, and I'm looking forward to what y'all do next.
Dude, Wake specifically. No offense to J-Lock, because J-Lock is it too, but Wake, we need to make a track called Pack a Day.
Sound like we
make like a really bouncy day. If you heard what's that one Snot song on the Family album? Blue Bills. If you heard Blue Bills with Snot, look up that song. Like we need to do something like that and just do our thing.
I not heard that song, but I'm assuming it's fucking raw.
We need to get Pomo on there too, dude. I need to write that down. Pomo, Wake, and me.
Y'all should make
on like a bouncy.
Y'all should have
track.
like an EP, like a group project where it's just like y'all are the Pack a Day boys.
Yeah.
Or
Because like Pomo kind of raps like
gravel
with
guys.
like some gravel too. Dude, yeah. There's so many rappers. There's so many rappers that like you could definitely like package a bunch of pre-processed food. That's a double entendre.
Fucking Jay-Z over here. Triple entendre.
Here. Here we got a triple entendre with the fucking rappers.
I love how we can always make it come back to Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Here.
It's your boy, Young Hova.
I'm getting hella turned on right now. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your boy.
Starting to get a little personal, bro. Jay-Z's never gonna want to work with me.
Jay-Z's
never gonna talk to me.
He's gonna look
bro.
up the podcast. He's gonna be like, "I ain't giving you 500,000.
This was
or
you
dinner
right
with
here?
me."
You look like a fucking fool doing an impersonation of me, making me look like a fucking fool. I never want to talk to this fool ever again.
Anyways, is Matt up next? Yes. Let's go. Yeah, I feel that.
How do I feel about the song? Ooh.
GTA stripper club during the day.
The kind of song that King Lundy would do the NPC.
Yeah.
He'd be like, what? What?
Ooh, now it's getting darker.
I like the vibe switch up, you know?
I heard this guy's a master with the strings, but he's really humble. Too humble. He needs to start talking more shit.
Yeah, I'm allergic to not talking shit.
You're too nice of a guy.
I could talk shit too.
I
Hey,
wanna
you.
hear
Glasses. They're alright.
Classic Minnesota niceness.
Like, I can see. Pop up at an open. Hop on. Drums. Put in a loop pedal. Because I think he played the beat.
Bro, this is a great, like, this is a great set to pair with King Lundy. Now I can see why you guys are on the same show. This is a great pairing.
Same show. It's some same vibes. King Lundy. Same side.
He's Drakey drums. I was going out, she was at a 9 to 5. Now I'm trying to see, is our love still alive?
I was really asking her if she wanna drive. Took it out my hand and I put her on a thigh.
Yeah, just a rich boy in his feelings. Just a rich boy, just a rich boy.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton can't hurt my feelings. Just a rich boy, just a rich, I don't know. I could be Drake, bro.
Yeah.
I could be Drake. I look just like him.
Blake Shepard 2023. I could be Drake.
That's why I said when I was making Lil Baby beats, I was like, I could be Lil Baby.
No,
What if
you
I'm
know-
Lil Baby?
You know who could actually be Lil Baby?
That one kid with the
That
blonde
one
bowl
kid
haircut?
on
Yeah.
fucking-
That could
on
absolutely not be
YouTube.
Lil Baby, but he sounds like
He
him.
sounds exactly like Lil Baby.
Yeah. He sounds like he has his jaw wired shut with a bunch of marshmallows stuck in it.
For real.
Rolling the candy, I can't even fall. I got the money, I cannot fall. See, bro, I could
Just
be
a
Lil
little
Baby.
bit more auto tune and you're just right.
I could be Lil Baby.
I don't know. Lil Baby has his times where he shines. I mean, he just got that one flow, but man, he will flow it.
Yeah, he's definitely flowing.
Yo. So speaking of flowing, that beat flowed really well from section to section. I really like the vibes on that whole thing. I like the fact that it was like it kept evolving, but it kept the same vibe. Like the soloing of it kept it fresh. I did like the bass. Like I liked the fact that you played. I like that you played all of it. I could tell that you definitely played that. Because it feels human, it doesn't feel like overly programmed. And sometimes people will play a beat and they'll not even humanize it. They'll have it right on beat.
Dehumanize it.
They'll dehumanize it. They'll make it like it's right on 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and it's like it doesn't have any feel. It doesn't have any swing. And I felt like there was a little bit of swing. Like it's definitely not a similar style at all to this person, but it's like it reminds me of Jay Dilla a little bit in just the fact that it's like it feels like. Just a guy playing it, and this reminds me of some of my old homies' work, where it's like they were just like they could play some beats and they just jam. Now, is it for everybody? Is it for every place? I don't know. Like it depends on like where you're like what you're trying to do with it. Like is this the finished version? Is it supposed to be instrumental, or is it maybe like a part of a bigger project? Like depending on what the context is, this would be cool. But yeah, like it just depends, what you're trying to do with it. But it's a cool vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the beginning because it's like a really smooth vibe. The trap part, I could say you could add a little bit more low end if you're open to that little bit more punch, just to like give it a little bit more range on the beat there. Yeah, that's pretty much my general feeling. It seems like you need to be selling your music on hella sync licensing to get into video games and shit, my guy.
Makes me want to do my Kanye.
You have a Kanye impression?
Talking about I am Kanye.
Come on. Come on. Just some random thing sitting on my hard drive, bro. Good
Yeezy.
that is what I'm looking for, bro. More people need to understand, bro. We want to hear the demos. We want to hear the unfinished stuff too.
Yeah, we want to hear
I
all
wanna
the stuff that
hear-
you got.
Like that was a mashup of like what I thought was just like this chill, like, you know, basically like a smoker's track, really. And then it evolved into a trap beat. I was like, okay, I haven't heard that before, and I'm happy I heard it. So
Facts.
that's my general feedback, really.
I like.
I'm guessing you did all those strings live because I heard you're a wizard. So
I really like that
Respect,
you're
my guy.
referring to the guitar as just like, yo, you playing those strings.
Isn't that what it is?
I mean, there's strings on it, but it's like, yo, you got strings in your vocal cords too. Yo, you playing those strings really good, bro.
Now you're getting hella technical.
Ooh, you know who you're talking to.
You're making me horny.
Well, hold on. Horns are also in beats, just
Making
like
me porny.
strings. Oh,
Horny?
I feel like that sounds like a really bad cartoon character that they tried making in the 90s, and it just like clearly didn't go over because they're like, oh no, this sounds too much like porn.
Wait, are you able to switch the dark gems thing to just the gem?
No.
Because I'm the dark part? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm tweaking.
That's a video.
Tweaking, bro. Yeah, this is.
I'm tweaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I got
Wait,
I got
yeah.
something
What am
wanna
I
show
seeing
you.
right now, bro? The gem. Yeah, that right there.
Because it's a video.
Right, but like I thought it was just the logo the entire time, but it alternates the gem.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been
Okay.
following the gem the whole time. I was on.
Didn't freaking know that. But
I got
we
something I
are.
want to show you. This is the potential roller coaster remix, man.
Roller.
Yeah.
She be up and down.
Oh.
He's trying to make a.
This is a Dirty Club production.
But down cause she's fucking bipolar. Yeah. She be up and down, walking down the
Roller coaster. Roller coaster.
Maybe try the other rides in the carnival. Yeah. Try the fucking like thing with the big hammer where you like hit it really hard and then the bell goes up. Yeah. Try the carousel. Then she's going like up and down still.
You turn it into the power tower.
Yeah.
She go up and down like a power tower.
She liked that power tower.
Pow. Ooh.
She be up and down on my power tower.
My power tower. Jesus Christ.
Power.
We already wrote the remix.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh God.
Are we at the end of our submission list?
That is the end of the submission list.
Okay. Now it's time to bullshit until more people submit, man.
Oh, we only got 30 minutes, so we're gonna cut the submissions off.
Okay,
Might
cut
as
the
well.
submissions off.
No more stop submitting.
J Havoc, I need $100 million.
I'm not submitting.
By tomorrow.
Is it because
If somebody put a gun to your head and said they need $100 million by tomorrow, like who can you even call and have access to get you $100 million?
Nobody. What
Clearly
the fuck?
nobody.
I'm dead.
you know who we call?
Ghostbusters.
They will fly.
God damn it.
Oh, you're exposing them like that.
What is $40 gonna do me?
Remember on Waterway?
No.
$1 man.
Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about that. Forgot about the whole brand run.
Exactly. You missed it.
No, I saw it. I just forgot.
Well, either way, that's the guy. Because otherwise, I don't fucking know. Sorry, I'm running. Who are you gonna tell me?
Running.
If what? If you're gonna shoot me either way, fuck it. I'm trying to. Matter of fact, fuck it. I'm gonna take the gun from you, and if I die in the process, I would have died anyway.
Pretty cool. Yeah. Honestly, bro, if there's no more submissions, I'm in favor of ending the show right now. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
Okay. You heard him. Usually we have music submissions till 10. I don't know, man. We didn't get our usual turnout tonight. And I feel like I said everything I need to say tonight, and I'm just gonna put a cap on that.
But you know
Jay
what?
said a lot of things, and like he can continue saying things. Believe me.
Oh,
Like, for a
believe
long
me.
time, bro. Like if there was a gun to my head, and they're like, you need to pick one person to talk forever, or you die. I'm like, oh, I got a guy. I know somebody. Like I know somebody that does that. That's a talent, to be honest with you.
It's a good
But-
talent to have, Jay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's how I let this show go for 3 hours usually.
No,
We're just
what?
talking. We're just talking about things.
Do you have any idea how
Ooh, I
good
know I
of
can
it,
talk about
how handy that could come in, bro? We're on stage, like Jay, artist isn't fucking here yet. They said they'll be here in 10 minutes.
Bro,
Just
do you
go
know how many
say some
times
bullshit.
I have filled time with just bullshitting on stage, waiting for like, I don't know, like the DJ or rest of the band or like whoever. Believe me, I'll fill up time. It's like some people, they can just bullshit for a little while. But listen, you let me get into it and get passionate about anything in the room, and boy, I will make that shit magical.
True.
All right, man.
Yeah.
That being said,
catch you next week.
We're gonna see you next week at 7 p.m. Subscribe, hit the bell, share this video with everybody in your local community,
Everybody.
like the online universe. Share this video with everybody, your grandma. Follow the cult. Follow
mama, your
Dark
sister.
Gems INTL. Follow the hottest scene in the Midwest on Instagram at Dark Gems INTL. Like I said, hit the subscribe button and tune in next week with your newest drops. And that's all. We're out.
Listen to our music.